or Fort Worth seminars this weekend at 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. We got a place saved just for you. 877-907-TRADE. NVOWS.com, 877-907-TRADE.
Set sail with Newt Gingrich. Get aboard the Elegant Crystal Symphony for a spectacular 7-day cruise from New York to Montreal. At the same time, enjoy stimulating seminars on politics and investment. Our guests include Newt Gingrich, Mark Skousen, John Ransom, and Chris Versace. And everything's included. We set sail September 13th through the 20th. Join us for the Politics in Your Portfolio cruise. Log on to politicsandyourportfolio.com for all the details. Politicsandyourportfolio.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Gary Baumgarten. North Carolina Congressman Mark Meadows leading a conservative insurrection to depose John Boehner as Speaker.
The House would declare the Speaker's chair vacant. Meadows got his way and voted to oust Boehner. That would force another Speaker election immediately.
Fox's Chad Pergram, the Foreign Minister of the Netherlands, angered over a veto at the UN over a probe into the downing of a Malaysian airliner.
I express my deep disappointment that Russia has used its veto to stop the Council from actively ensuring that justice is served. My thoughts go out to the families of the victims who had placed their hope on the resolve of this council by setting up this tribunal.
For Koenders, most of the nearly 300 who died were Dutch. Airplane debris washing up on an Indian Ocean island could be from another Malaysian plane missing more than a year. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. Listen on iHeartRadio.
Here it is, Texas summer. Lots of high temperatures, some rain, and some periods of no rain. And put it all together, it makes a real challenge for your soil, your foundation. And if your foundation is doing weird things, or you suspect that it is because you got cracks in the walls or sheetrock or doors that are sticking or floors that don't quite look right, not matching up, call Abacus Foundation Repair. It's the best first call you can make and the only call you need to make. Abacus Foundation Repair. They're going to bring somebody out to map the house with the skill of an engineer, looking for possible causes like plumbing issues so the problem doesn't come back. Let's get on the phone with them right now. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. North Texas homeowners trust Abacus, the only company offering Millennium composite pilings for the strongest foundation solution. They're going to stay with you every step of the way. Work is guaranteed. Certified foundation guy on site at all times. You will be taken care of. It's transferable to new owners. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with the Reliant Air Conditioning Consumer Update. Today's topic is the sales technician. Most companies use their service techs to sell new equipment on service calls, and the more equipment they sell, the more commission they make. But would you buy a new car from your mechanic? The fact is, the guy you're trusting to repair your system actually makes more money if he can sell you a new one. At Reliant Air Conditioning, you get a certified service technician, not a salesman. Our techs don't work on commission and they don't sell equipment. If you need a new system, we're the only company in town that tells you to get 2 other bids and then call us. Now you can save over $3,500 per system with Carrier's Cool Cash. So call 2 other companies, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
I'm Steve Sidkowski, a former Wall Street insider. I'm holding a book that will show you investing strategies which could help you earn the kind of money you've always dreamed about. And right now, I'm giving this book away for free. So who needs to read it? If you're in the middle of your career and worry you'll never have enough money to retire, you need to read this book. If you're already retired and your income isn't enough, you need to read this book. And if you don't want to be selling burgers at 80, you need to read this free book. It includes the strategy I use to make a 72% profit on a trade where the stock only moved 12%. You'll need at least $1 million to ever fully retire. If you're behind on that goal, you really need to read Trade Like the Pros. And you can for free by calling 1-800-708-4557. Skeptical that it will deliver results? It's a free book, so what do you have to lose? Find out how at 1-800-708-4557. 4557. 1-800-708-4557.
There was a lot to love about your timeshare, but when it's time to get out, there's a lot to love about resortrelease.com. Resortrelease.com helps timeshare owners terminate their contracts and end all future payments guaranteed. Imagine how great it would feel to end all legal responsibility and never pay another timeshare fee. If you've tried to sell your timeshare, you know how impossible it can feel. Our 100% guarantee lets you legally and permanently walk away, or you pay nothing. ResortRelease.com holds a Better Business Bureau A+ rating. We're the only timeshare cancellation company in the nation with their prestigious accreditation. Act now and avoid 2016's maintenance fees. Talk to one of ResortRelease.com's trusted expert asset managers and see if your property qualifies at 800-281-9595. That's 800-281-9595. Experience ResortRelease.com's easy cancellation process and free yourself from the burden of that timeshare. Call 800-281-9595. 800-281-9595 or visit resortrelease.com.
This is an important message to all listeners. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, the tax pros at OIC Tax want to help you. OIC Tax is dedicated to helping taxpayers just like you with their IRS problems.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS. I was working long hours and weekends just to make ends meet. To make matters worse, the IRS was about to garnish my wages, and I needed to file several years of back tax returns. Then I called the tax professionals at OIC Tax. They stopped the IRS from garnishing my wages. They even placed my account into the IRS's financial hardship program, so I don't have to make any payments to the IRS. That's right, no payments to the IRS while I'm in this program.
Call OIC Tax today to see if you qualify for the IRS's financial hardship program. Call 866-530-7979. Call now and mention you heard this radio commercial and receive 10% off their already low fees. 866-530-7979. That number, 866-530-7979. Call now, 866-530-7979.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. John is joining us. Thanks very much for hanging on to us. What I am calling for is I'm calling for all of our neighbors, John, to reach out to their representatives, whether they're Democrats or whether they're Republicans, and reach out to their representatives, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, and ask for a flat tax, a vote on the flat tax bill that Michael Burgess puts up every single year for every single House session, every session of Congress, every time. And if we don't take advantage of this, we'll never have a better chance to get rid of this, what is now demonstrably a corrupt organization bent on suppressing political opposition through the auspices of oppression under color of office. That's what I think. And you don't think that can happen?
I would love to think that you are. I mean, I agree with your argument that we should all do that. In fact, I'll make a commitment to sit down and do that. I've written my Congress people before. I'm not opposed to doing that. I just don't think it has. It's very difficult, honestly, for I think the average person out there to feel like it has any impact anymore. And I hate to say that because it's so defeated. But you look around you at all the evidence of the things that are happening, and there's just so little outcry for things that 10 years ago would have been outrageous.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
I just don't know what's happened to us. We don't seem to have that sense of right and wrong anymore. And it's not an Obama thing. This has been going on for a long time. We've been progressively moving towards this kind of a situation, and I don't think that there's enough passion to be able to do it.
John, the only thing I can tell you here is this. Now, remember, what we read in the newspaper is not reality. It is propaganda. And I believe that a lot of what you're reacting to is the fact that our media has abandoned the truth and chosen sides.
Why do they do that?
Because they, for whatever reason, believe as a group. I mean, this is a concerted effort. Okay, for those people who say that conspiracies never work, I show you the mainstream media. Okay, and the simple case of the matter is that these people are true believers in what the left is putting down, and they are as much as you feel upset about how things are going, they feel upset about how things could possibly change away from the way things are going.
I wish that we could get to the point where we would, I think 80% of us agree on almost all the things that need to be done. Well, it's a very easy solution. If we go back to the constitutional principles, you're right. We would solve a tremendous number of problems, but we're so far away from those now.
Well, you have to understand something. What I've been railing about for the last, 6 months or so, I have been railing about the masters of division. I have been railing, and that's basically the Obama coalition. In order to have a coalition, you have to have a bunch of disparate, angry people. What the president has done and what the left has done is they have created special carve-outs of American population, and they have played into and done their best to kindle and then ignite anger. They have tried to put together as much upset as possible among these groups. And then what they've done is they've tied all these groups together in voting blocks. So what they do is they create an anger to begin with among a certain group, and then they create another anger in another certain group, and then they say we can, and then they try to focus that anger on a particular group of people, in this case, Republicans. I heard Hillary Clinton say the other day that trickle-down economics was a failure. That is a message that has been spoken of by the Democrats for about the last 15 years. The problem with it is that it was an amazing success. It ignited the biggest economic expansion in the history of the human endeavor.
So long that, in fact, Bill Clinton got credit for what Reagan put in place.
That's exactly right. I mean, it was so good. It was so good that even Bill Clinton said that the era of big government was over. And he was right. And so the thing about it is now the Democrats realize, well, how are we going to survive this? How are we going to do this? Well, here's how you do it. What you do is you just start telling the big lie. It didn't work. Well, that is a variation of what we're seeing here. Now, nobody, and I don't care what your politics are, nobody believes the IRS works in a fair and just way. It is, for all intents and purposes, the American version of the secret police. They don't have any check or balance. They don't have any oversight whatsoever. They can haul you into federal court on their own. What they should have to do is they should have to make their case in front of a grand jury, just like everybody else, before they take you into court. But they don't have to do that. They can just willy-nilly take your property. Well, that's not American. There is nobody in the United States that needs to put up with the IRS in its current form. Now, the problem with it is that the IRS has this gigantic tax code that is a creation of the nightmare of big government bureaucrats. And so they don't know what to do unless there's some easily understood replacement that they can't exploit, which is what we need people to do right this minute. All of us need to agree. And by the way, that's not bipartisanship. What that is defense of the republic by a committed public.
Yeah, I'm with you. We have my commitment that I'll write to my congressman.
Write to your congressman. Just say, hey, look, it's House Bill 1040. It is a flat tax bill, and I can give you the basics of it. Thanks, John. I can give you the basics of it, as told to me by Mike Burgess. It starts out with a 19% flat tax, which is probably, I don't know, at least 10% less than what you pay now. The reason they ask for more money is because to get it started, you have to be able to minimize the wave that goes through the economy. There's going to be a wave that goes through the economy because people are going to have more money. That is inflationary. Because if there is more money, then the market will expand to sop it up. Then there will be great profits. And so then the taxes will run their course. Like I would also work on getting rid of this ridiculous corporate tax because we pay that tax too. That is a hidden tax to us because corporations don't pay taxes. They pass along those costs to us. So that's a hidden tax as well. So you cut that in half and so on, and suddenly now the corporations have a huge amount of money. So what they end up doing is they end up having to roll through whatever it is that they want to roll through. They may hang on to it like they did with the stimulus packages, or they may decide to go ahead and invest in their own companies. They may do whatever they do. It will take a while. But these waves have short-term and long-term effects, and it will be a period of adjustment. But at the end of all of it, the government will have more money. You will have more money. All of us will have more money. The thing is that there are going to be an awful lot of government employees that don't have jobs. But at some point, it is more important that the American people have a solid republic to live in than it is for the SEIU to have a solid group of people that don't have any choice but to pay them political dues so that they can make political contributions to the dues-paying members of the union, regardless of how they actually feel about those candidates. We have to decide that our country is more important than government workers' unions and the political power that they foist on Democrats. We have to decide that. And in order to make that happen, Democrats are going to have to decide that their party needs less money. And I don't know how we can get that across, except to say that if you are a member of a political party that, as a matter of course, sets aside American law for the sake of politics, you are participating in government corruption. You are a participant in it. What does that mean? Well, do you see the chaos that Mexico is in? Mexico is in chaos because that corruption has taken hold. The rich have their sets of laws. The poor have their sets of laws. The poor circumvent their sets of laws. The cartels are a perfect example of that. They just ignore the law. And if anybody tries to stop them from ignoring the law, they kill them on the spot in horrific and terrible ways. They take pictures and they send them out to the populace. Cross us and this will happen to you. And what ends up happening is people buy into that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's not going to be any better because this is just the way it is. And John just said that we are not going to be able to change the IRS because we can't even get Saturday delivery canceled for the post office, which would save billions of dollars. He's right. So what we are seeing is we're seeing this take hold. The IRS has proven itself to be an agent of government tyranny and oppression. And there are smart people listening to this broadcast right now that think I'm full of it. They think it's pie in the sky. They think it's absolutely ridiculous that we, the people, could have any effect on this government, which means the corruption is taking hold in our society. The more you fight to circumvent American law, the worse this country gets, demonstrably, every day. If you believe that it's quite all right to live in a sanctuary city, you are contributing to the corruption. Are those people having a tough life? Yes. Does it make you feel good to give them a better life? Yes. Should you do it? No. Because what you do is you take away the impetus for them to clean up their own country, which is why the corruption of Mexico begins to affect us here in the United States. American citizens are getting killed. Which is more important? To live in a sanctuary city where people who are downtrodden can come in here and live illegally and actually improve their lives in a corrupt country to the south of us? Or are the lives of American citizens who are being slaughtered on the street? American citizens who pay taxes, American citizens who live here legally, which group of people is more important to you? To you right now? To me, my fellow citizens are more important than illegals, even in their desperate straits in living in a corrupt society to the south of us. They're on the brink. Mexico's on the brink of being a failed state. I don't think that that should affect us here. And I think those people need to go home and they need to fight the real fight to get a better country for themselves to live in. And that's how you begin to solve these problems instead of having to live with them year after year after year. This is the Wells Report.
Are you ready to experience Israel?
Every once in a while, an opportunity to do something truly special comes along. An opportunity for an unforgettable and timely expedition to the land of Israel. This year, be a part of the Stand with Israel tour. Spend 9 days this fall in the fascinating and dramatic land of Israel with Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager. Enjoy first-class accommodations and meals in comfort and safety. Visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details and to register now. That's 660amtheanswer.com.
Hi, this is Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for my good friend Walt Parker. Walter, you know, you picked kind of a silly name for a very serious business.
Yes, I hear that a lot, JD, but our goal is to allow our customers to not get sick when they are investing. We give them the education they need to make confident decisions about their future. Here are my personal top 5 reasons how InvestingMakesMeSick.com can help you. 1, there's more to investing than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. 2, every client is important to us. 3, knowledge is power, and we can provide that knowledge. 4, every investor is different, and we have many different options for each person. 5, we value your time and offer our We Come to You service.
What are your top 5 reasons for investing? Schedule an appointment with Walt Parker and his team at 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833. Or check out their all-new website at investingmakesmesick.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Member of FINRA SIPC. Investment subject to suitability. Risk and expenses may apply. Investingmakesmesick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis for my friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. We're always concerned about heart disease and cancer, and we should be. You ever hear those stories about the first sign that somebody had of heart problems when they died of a heart attack? The first evidence of any kind of cancer was after it was too big to be operable. Early detection is everything. Information is power, and honestly, sometimes information is survival. This is what ViaScan of Las Colinas is all about. ViaScan of Las Colinas. My friend John Duncan and the gang with the body scan, the well-view scan, they call it, all the vital organs there between the shoulder and the pelvis, making sure there's no heart plaques or blockages, no little cancer spots that could rise up and take you down. This is affordable, preventive healthcare. It is not uncomfortable. It is not claustrophobic. It's fantastic. I love it, and I love the information. It's good to know what's going on inside your body. Be ViaScan certain. 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840. Or just Google ViaScan.
Everything is bigger in Texas, including electricity bills. But now's your chance to save big on your home electricity rates. If you feel like you're overpaying for your electricity, get ready to hear this big news. Take better control of your monthly bills and find great rates available to you with Save On Energy. Best of all, we have low rates from some of the top Texas energy providers. And you could lock in your rate right now for up to 5 years. That's right, 5 years of locked-in rates gives you protection against electricity electric rates going up and up. Call 800-783-4407 now to see if you could start saving money today with a locked-in low rate. Thousands of customers have already made the fast and easy switch. Our energy experts can get you a great rate and get your service set up with one simple phone call. Just call 800-783-4407 today. Call the Electric Savings Hotline toll-free now at 800-783-4407 to see how much you can save. Call 800-783-4407. That's 800-783-4407. Again, 800-783-4407.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. If I go somewhere and I love it, I'll come back. If I love it twice, I'll keep coming back. And if there's a place I've continued to walk into for more than 20 years, I must love them. So that means I must love Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. You would be correct about that. Every time it's time to anniversary shop or birthday shop, or maybe get into that investing in gold and silver thing, which everybody should be doing just at least a little bit of. They'll tell you how. They'll show you the ropes. At Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, make it your headquarters for all things gold, silver, jewelry, even collectibles like rare coins. Every location of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange is different, and there's 7 of them, so why don't you find the one that's closest to you? Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com. Fantastic stuff on the shelves. They'll give you top dollar for jewelry you don't want anymore. So it's just a great place to go. Good people, great prices, fantastic stuff. To jewelry shop, to diamond shop, to gold and silver invest, all at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. DGSE.com. DGSE.com.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, Staples guy. I need school supplies for my kids, and I can't spend a lot.
With Staples' 110% price match guarantee for back to school, find an item for less, and we'll match the price and give you 10% of the difference.
So I'll get the lowest price on backpacks?
Yes.
Notebooks?
Mm-hmm.
Calculators?
You bet.
Even?
Yep.
Nice.
Make low prices happen. Make 110% ready happen. Staples. Make more happen.
Price match plus the 10% difference discount valid at checkout for items from retailers operating online and retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. Valid through 9/19/15. See store or staples.com for details.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. As we came to the air today, the California Superior Court has issued a temporary restraining order against the group of people who have been issuing these terribly damaging videos against Planned Parenthood. This is not a joke. A California court has actually stopped the release of any more undercover videos from that group of people that have been sending those out. I'm trying to get their name. Trying to get the name of that organization. And it is absolutely improper and it's absolutely terrible. But there is a law in California that allows people who believe they are being harassed to seek and obtain a temporary restraining order. The thing about that is that is only supposed to be applied to California citizens. It's not supposed to be applied to corporations, even nonprofit corporations or supposedly nonprofit corporations like Planned Parenthood. This is absolutely improper. We're going to have the complete story after the bottom of the hour. The California Superior Court has decided to issue a temporary restraining order against the group of people that put together those undercover videos that essentially showed all of us that Planned Parenthood is a gang of thugs selling baby parts. My dear friends, it was a couple of years ago when I talked about how maybe the framers of the Constitution of the United States had made an error in the definition of the judicial branch of government. Clearly, there is a problem. What this does is this interrupts the First Amendment of the Constitution, guaranteeing a free press. The fight is now going to be whether this organization that shot this undercover video is doing so in a journalistic effort. They clearly are, but a journalistic organization is not doing those videos. So what I'll do is I'll get all the information from all the news articles that are coming. This is breaking news. We'll have it for you coming up at the bottom of the hour. As a matter of fact, the great Magic Matt Swinney just brought it in here. A temporary restraining order has been issued preventing an anti-abortion group from releasing any video of leaders of a California company that provides fetal tissue to researchers. The group is the same one that previously released 3 covertly shot videos of a Planned Parenthood leader discussing the sale of aborted fetuses for research. The Los Angeles Superior Court, it wasn't California Superior Court, Los Angeles Superior Court issued a temporary restraining order, a TRO, prohibiting the Center for Medical Progress, that's the name of the group, from releasing any video of 3 high-ranking STEM Express videos taken at a restaurant in May. It appears to be the first legal action prohibiting the release of a video from the organization. I also believe that there is an issue here because I am not sure that 3 high-ranking STEM Express officials were who they were talking to. I thought they were talking to people from Planned Parenthood. So there's obviously some kind of a misunderstanding, at least as far as the ABC News article is being written. I'll have more of this. It's breaking news next on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. I get asked a lot if the Good Contractors List is like Angie's List, so I thought I'd take the time to do a comparison and let you decide. On the Good Contractors List, we actually meet every one of our contractors face-to-face and have an extensive screening process. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. On the Good Contractors List, if issues arise with our contractors, we get physically involved and will come to your home if necessary. On Angie's List, you can pay to write a bad review. The Good Contractors List takes into consideration things like overhead and sales tactics when choosing our contractors. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. If one of our contractors refuses to fix a problem, we investigate fully and pay up to $10,000 of our own money to get it fixed. On Angie's List, you can write a bad review and you're on your own. The Good Contractors List is absolutely free with a $10,000 guarantee. Reviews are good. Responsibility is better.
Good Contractors List. Hey, it's Mark Davis. You've heard me talk about it all month. Now it's time. The new Venture on Wall Street seminars in Richardson and Fort Worth, and it's this weekend. So come on, change your financial future. Get into the stock market and do better than people who don't have this training. Who's doing the training? It is Pastor David Mitchell and the new Venture on Wall Street crew. NVOWS.com to learn more about how they do what they do. I learned early on that this is just a great method. There are no secrets in life, no magic dust or crystal balls. It's a risky world of investments, but they show you how to be a little smarter, do some of your own research, notice some tendencies, some things that have helped other people retire earlier, get a second income stream. It's just a wonderful group of people. New Venture on Wall Street. Learn about them at NVOWS.com and then get into the Richardson or Fort Worth seminars this weekend at 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. We got a place saved just for you. 877-907-TRADE. NVOWS.com, 877-907-TRADE.
Frank, I really think we need an American Home Shield home warranty.
But we have homeowners insurance.
I'm worried about our home appliances and systems breaking down, like our air conditioner. Homeowners insurance doesn't cover any of that. A home warranty does.
But homeowners insurance covers stuff that might happen, like a meteor crashing into our house or a Bigfoot attack.
A Bigfoot attack?
There's a Bigfoot outside now.
That's the neighbor's dog.
Sounds like a Bigfoot.
Homeowners insurance can cover the things that might happen, like Bigfoot destroying your home. But an American Home Shield home warranty covers what will happen, like your home systems and appliances breaking down. Protect your budget from covered breakdowns of up to 21 major home systems and appliances, your air conditioner, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-900-9517.
Pretty sure that's a Bigfoot.
For valuable free information about an American Home Shield home warranty, call 1-800-900-9517. That's 1-800-900-9517. 1-800-900-9517.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with something I know you do not want to spend your summer doing. Paying 2 mortgages while only living in one house, or stuck in one house that you can't sell when there's another house right over there across town that you'd love to move into, but you can't. If you're stuck in a home you can't sell and nobody else has been able to sell it for you, let me solve that for you. Josh DeShong, my hero. He sold our home. Josh DeShong and the now famous Josh DeShong home selling team. Here's how he works. Marketing budget like nobody else. Energy like nobody else. Putting your house in front of so many people, you only need one buyer. He will find it. Here's his pledge. You'll sit down with Josh DeShong, talk about a price and a time frame. If your house does not sell at that agreed upon price in that agreed upon time frame, that's it. Josh DeShong will buy your house. Your house will get sold. That's why his website is getsold.net. Getsold.net. Call Josh today. Get him on your team. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
We gave Tom 12 seconds to give 6 reasons why he opened a Mathnasium Learning Center franchise.
Okay. Great income potential. Doing good for kids. Doing what I love. Making math make sense to kids. 500 centers open already. 1 every 3 days. Mathnasium taught me the business. Helps me. Supports me.
Time's up. Pretty good. For franchise information, visit mathnasium.com or take the first step right now. Call 855-361-MATH. That's 855-361-6284.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Here we go. We've got some breaking news here. The California court just banned the release of another Planned Parenthood video. The Los Angeles Superior Court issued the order, a temporary restraining order against the Center for Medical Progress. Under the terms of the order, the nonprofit organization is banned from releasing video of a May lunch attended by 3 STEM Express officials, according to the Associated Press. A temporary restraining order has been issued preventing an anti-abortion group from releasing any video of leaders of a California company that provides fetal tissues to researchers. Now, this must be follow-on video, okay? Because the video we have seen involved Planned Parenthood officials, all right? So, obviously, what happened is now they have the people from STEM Express, which is a group that then sells the specimens that they get from Planned Parenthood for incredibly huge amounts of money. Okay? The Los Angeles Superior Court issued, the order issued prohibits the Center for Medical Progress from releasing any video of 3 high-ranking STEM Express officials taken at a restaurant in May. It appears to be the first legal action prohibiting the release of a video from the organization. In court filings requesting the temporary restraining order, STEM Express alleged multiple infractions by the Center of Medical Progress, including invasion of privacy, breach of contract, and unfair competition. Defendants are anti-abortion activists, STEM Express court's complaint states. In furtherance of their cause, defendants have engaged in a public campaign against Planned Parenthood. In the course of this campaign, defendants have committed numerous illegal acts against STEM Express and its employees, according to the complaint. The most recent video released by the Center for Medical Progress, a former STEM Express employee, openly confessed to being physically sickened by the action of STEM Express and Planned Parenthood. It's basically a huge trafficking of fetal tissues, said Holly O'Donnell, the ex-employee. STEM Express is a company that hires procurement techs to draw blood and dissect dead fetuses and sell the parts to researchers. The Center for Medical Progress is rumored to have at least 9 more videos that it plans to release, but cannot right now because now they have to sift through all of the machinations of the Superior Court of Los Angeles. Oh boy, this is bad. This is truly bad. This is how the Rapid City Journal, Rapid City, South Dakota, I'm assuming, reported it. A temporary restraining order has been issued, preventing an anti-abortion group from releasing any videos of the leaders of a California company that provides fetal tissue to researchers. The group is the same one that previously shot viral covert video of Planned Parenthood leaders discussing the sale of aborted fetuses for research. The Los Angeles Superior Court issued Tuesday, so I guess that was yesterday, prohibits the Center for Medical Progress from releasing any video of 3 STEM Express officials taken at a restaurant in May. STEM Express is a Placerville, California-based company that provides human tissue, blood, and other specimens to researchers. Planned Parenthood is one of the companies that provides the fetal tissue. The Center for Medical Progress has released 3 covertly recorded videos. Anti-abortion groups have called on lawmakers to take action. Center leader David DeLayden said STEM Express was using meritless litigation to cover up an illegal baby parts trade. That is probably true. Now remember, these people are in trouble. They are striking out using the very societal machine for taking care of criminals. They're using it to their advantage to keep from moving forward with the trouble that they're in, to keep from being charged. This is a cynical abuse of the justice system. And the question is, will the justice system go along? In typical circumstances, and if you are a lawyer, for goodness sakes, correct me when I'm wrong, but in a typical system, if somebody is caught using the courts as a tool for misinformation, the lawyers involved can be hauled before the bar and disbarred because they are officers of the court. And if they are using the court as a way to mask or continue a criminal enterprise, they become part of the criminal enterprise. Man, have you ever seen anything like this? I've never seen anything like this. I have never seen anything like this at all. How could that court issue a TRO under these circumstances? You see, this is the problem with having a huge government. What ends up happening is you have a law for everything, including a law that short circuits the actual implementation and enforcement of law. This arcane Gordian's knot of stupidity is how these organizations protect themselves. When it comes right down to it, these people are guilty of selling baby parts. It's against the law. The information already in the public domain proves it's against the law and is, for all intents and purposes, an amazing smoking gun. That's why you haven't heard any of these people from Planned Parenthood stepping up and saying, no, they got that all wrong. You've heard a lot of people who are flacks trying to do it, and every time they try to do it, they are immediately castigated by the Twitter sphere, by the cyber world. Oh my heavens! Oh my heavens! This is how LifeSite reported the same story. A California Superior Court has issued a narrow temporary restraining order preventing the Center for Medical Progress, a pro-life group, from releasing further undercover video footage taken of 3 top-level staff members of STEM Express. CMP, the Center for Medical Progress, is an organization behind the series of 3 videos released over the past 3 weeks, exposing the alleged harvesting and sale of body parts from aborted babies by Planned Parenthood, body parts that are then purchased by STEM Express. CMP has alleged the fees paid by STEM Express to Planned Parenthood violate federal law prohibiting the sale and trafficking of human tissue, while Planned Parenthood has claimed that the fees paid to them by STEM Express merely cover their costs and fall within the bounds of the law. The video footage released so far has appeared to show Planned Parenthood employees seeking profit as a part of the transaction. That is going to turn out to be the most expensive Lamborghini in the history of human beings. In the most recent video released yesterday, a Planned Parenthood affiliate vice president was caught on video describing how the abortion organization can maximize profit. I think a per-item thing works a little better just because we can see how much we can get out of it, referring to an aborted baby. That is Dr. Savita Cindy. The Associated Press, which broke the news about the court order, reports that the undercover videos of STEM Express staff were filmed at a restaurant in May. It's unclear just how significant an impact the court order will have on the release of a subsequent video in the series. David DeLayden, the lead researcher with CMP, has said that at least 9 more videos are slated for release. The restraining order reportedly only pertains to the footage of STEM Express employees, meaning that any other footage, including that featuring Planned Parenthood employees, I'm sorry, I'm very upset, Planned Parenthood employees can be released as planned. DeLayden said at the end of the day, what happened in the courtroom today may be, or yesterday, may be a victory for the pro-life group. The ruling is very narrow, concerning only one specific meeting. It is temporary and contingent on pending further litigation. The judge actually threw out completely the part of Stem Cell's case, or Stem Express's case, where they were asking to suppress the documents on their baby parts sales. It was a much better day for us than it was for them and Planned Parenthood. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Robert in Rowlett. Robert, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome.
JD, I remember a couple of years ago I remember it was hot, so it must have been July or August, and you're listing several things and saying, is this fascism? And I'm just sitting there shaking my head and like, yeah, this is 2 years ago. This is completely outrageous that the First Amendment, that this is going on, and the red light's going off. We're seeing fascism going on right now in our country, and most of the people don't realize it, and it's very sad to me.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with being me. I am usually about 2 years ahead of the curve, which means that I will say something on this broadcast that people will go, that guy is a complete idiot. What a moron. And then 2 years later, 3 years later, they call me on the telephone and they'll say things like, how did you know that? I can read. I just put things together a little quicker than most people. And I don't have a lot of disadvantages other people might have. For example, I'm not a part of the mainstream media. I don't have to worry about some editor firing me and thereby suppressing the reporting that I do. I am here because I tell this story every day. I am here because I report the news. That's what my bosses want me to do. I wish it was. I wish I was able to spend the time to do it in a more straightforward journalistic style. But I don't have time. Vicki and I and Matt I wake up after 7 hours of sleep and I start to work on the show. And I work on the show all day. I take a break for lunch. I come in here and I work on the show, and then I do the show. Then I go home and I go to bed. That's what I do. That's what Vicki does. That's what Matt does. Remember, the evening newscast that you watch is put together by hundreds of people, and it's only a half hour long. This broadcast is 4 hours long. I make very sure that you know the difference between opinion and news, but I'm doing the best I can. We're doing the best we can. And these stories just will not relent. You have to know this. You have got to know that a California Superior Court decided that one of the most important journalistic endeavors needed to be held up for the sake of a company called STEM Express. Part of me understands why the Superior Court acted this way. Because the people who are in these STEM Express videos, if they are actually released before they have a chance to be looked at by a grand jury, they will be denied due process. They will be hung in court the court of public opinion before they have a chance at due process. Because what Planned Parenthood is doing, that's something that we can see. Planned Parenthood is that's what comes with public money. STEM Express, on the other hand, may be guilty of breaking federal law. The fight isn't over. But you can see how the warpage of the American system is used to cover up, slow down, obstruct, if you will, American justice. There's a fine line between due process of law and due process of politics. That is a lesson that we have learned from Eric Holder, a master of the latter. There is more on this issue, including a major feminist author and a former member of Planned Parenthood who has words that absolutely shred the mainstream media. We are going to give you that information. Okay? You may not agree with all of it. Then there's other propaganda, a union boss, and they are, of course, experts on everything. They say that anti-women extremists want Planned Parenthood to be exposed and defunded. Do I sound like an anti-woman extremist to you? You know what I'm trying to do? I'm just trying to save the babies. That's what I'm trying to do. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, folks. Alan Thicke here. You know, some things in life are just too serious to take chances on, and owing money to the IRS is definitely one of those. The IRS has the power to garnish your paycheck. They can levy your bank account, even take your home or business. Seriously. Thankfully, with one simple call, you can start solving your tax debt once and for all. Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm in the nation. They have over 250 professionals. They have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau and the trust of thousands of satisfied clients. Optima's attorneys can immediately protect you from aggressive collections because they are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative. That's a special IRS debt forgiveness program that could save you thousands. Don't wait till it's too late. Get serious. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Here it is, Texas summer. Lots of high temperatures, some rain and some periods of no rain. And put it all together, it makes a real challenge for your soil, your foundation. And if your foundation is doing weird things, or you suspect that it is because you got cracks in the walls or sheetrock or doors that are sticking or floors that don't quite look right, not matching up, call Abacus Foundation Repair. It's the best first call you can make and the only call you need to make. Abacus Foundation Repair. They're going to bring somebody out to map the house with the skill of an engineer, looking for possible causes like plumbing issues so the problem doesn't come back. Let's get on the phone with them right now. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. North Texas homeowners trust Abacus, the only company offering Millennium composite pilings for the strongest foundation solution. They're going to stay with you every step of the way. Work is guaranteed. Certified foundation guy on site at all times. You will be taken care of. It's transferable to new owners. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Sample comes with a 90-day order. Copays and deductibles may apply.
If you or someone you care for are using painful urinary catheters, Medical Direct Club can help. There's a new catheter that hurts less, and you can get a free sample with free shipping by calling now. Pain and urinary tract infections can be avoided if you're using urinary catheters. The new disposable catheters from Medical Direct Club hurt less due to an incredible new design that reduces pain by gliding easily and effortlessly. Old catheters can scrape and cut, causing pain and infection. These new catheters from Medical Direct Club are changing the lives of people who use urinary catheters. Medicare and your insurance will pay for up to 200 of these new catheters per month at little or no cost to you. Medical Direct Club handles all of the paperwork with your doctor and includes lifetime free shipping when you join. Membership and a free sample are free, so call Medical Direct Club now. 1-800-600-6144. That's 1-800-600-6144. End painful cathing today. Call 1-800-600-6144.
At Arizona State University, we believe in giving you everything you need to learn to thrive. So it's good to know the experts and college reviewers agree. U.S. News & World Report names ASU the second most innovative school in the country. The Wall Street Journal says ASU is 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. The esteemed Princeton Review ranks ASU in the top 15% of America's four-year colleges as a leader in undergrad education. This is a university that empowers you to truly thrive. Arizona State University Online gives you the exact same curriculum, identical degree, and access to the same prestigious faculty as on-campus students. You can choose from over 100 degree programs, all enhanced by our innovative online learning technologies. For more information, call 1-800-600-6431. U.S. News & World Report ranked us in the top 10 for earning an online degree. All these high marks should give you confidence in your big plans. Learn to thrive with ASU Online. Call 1-800-600-6431. That's 1-800-600-6431.
The following message contains a special offer for listeners of this station. Are you a man over 40? Are you constantly looking for the nearest bathroom? Do you wake up multiple times a night to urinate? Well, you're not alone. Most men will experience these prostate-related issues in their lifetime. Right now, the manufacturer of GoFlow Prostate is sending out risk-free supplies to the listeners of this station. And since GoFlow was developed by renowned MD Dr. Mitchell Fleischer, its ingredients have been clinically studied to reduce frequent nighttime bathroom trips and promote healthy urine flow. Don't wait, because supplies are limited. Call 1-800-668-0074. That's 1-800-668-0074 to get your risk-free supply. GoFlow Prostate is guaranteed to reduce your frequent trips to the bathroom and promote healthy urine flow. Plus, if you call right now, you'll even get free shipping with your risk-free supply of GoFlow Prostate. Dial 1-800-667-5138. Don't delay. If the phones are busy, call back. 1-800-667-5138. 1-800-667-5138.
660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Do you know the name Camille Paglia? Camille Paglia. She's a major feminist author. She's a former Planned Parenthood member, and she is shredding the United States media for its shockingly unprofessional failure to cover the release of secret videos showing alleged trafficking in fetal organs by employees of Planned Parenthood. She is a dissident feminist, widely syndicated cultural critic. She made her remarks as a part of a 3-day interview series on the website Salon. She was discussing her overall displeasure with the modern state of American media and said the case of Planned Parenthood was a key recent example of the American media's decline. It's like all of a sudden people are actually beginning to realize that the decline of the mainstream media is badly damaging this country. I wonder how long it's going to take before the people of the United States realize that what they're seeing isn't the news, it's the propaganda. And how long will it be before the propaganda becomes sabotage? It's so bad that a major feminist is now sounding the alarm. Perhaps you should stick around as more is told about this and other things on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. What if there was one place where you could get fantastic prices on jewelry, various items, diamonds, watches, bullion, do some gold and silver and precious metals investing, place that dealt in maybe some rare coins, and maybe that would fix a watch or a piece of jewelry if you need some repairs? Wouldn't it be great if there was one place that did this? Well, there are 7, and they are all locations of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Oh, I know there are places that do a variety of these things, but nobody does it better. Nobody does it with better people. Nobody saves you more money, and nobody gives you top dollar for old jewelry you don't want anymore like they do at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. DGSE.com to find the location closest to you. Every month brings an anniversary, maybe an engagement, good for you, birthdays, things you need to get out there and do some jewelry shopping. That could be a little bit of a tricky job. So let's go to a place where you know you're going to get great help and save a lot of money. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com. Check them out, DGSE.com. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had numerous credit cards, and I was struggling with paying them off because being a teacher, you don't make a whole lot of money.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360 to talk to a certified counselor.
I had heard about Trinity, so I made the call. They took care of all of my credit cards, and now I am completely debt-free.
Trinity will consolidate your bills, stop collections calls, stop late fees, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
The people at Trinity are very friendly. They will do whatever you need them to do in order for you to feel better about being in a very difficult place.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
My name is Ann, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
That's 1-800-758-5360.
Hi, welcome to Staples. What can I help you find today? Yeah, hi. I need a new printer. Mine's way too slow. Perfect timing. This week we've got amazing deals on all regularly priced HP printers in the store, up to 50% off. Wow, you're a lifesaver. That's not all. All HP ink is buy one and get the second half off this week. Wow, must be my lucky day. It's your lucky week, but only this week.
Make big savings happen. Make better printing happen. Staples. Make more happen.
Offers end 8/1/15. 50% discount excludes HP toner and limit 2 per customer. May not be combined with other offers while supplies last. See store or staples.com for details.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Gary Baumgarten, a white Cincinnati campus cop indicted in the shooting death of black motorist Samuel DeBose.
He admitted in discovery and in the deposition that he killed my son, that my son did not shoot at him, and all this stuff that he made up.
His mother, Audrey DeBose, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell trying to fast-track legislation to defund Planned Parenthood.
This will ensure that taxpayer dollars that are supposed to be spent on women's health are in fact spent on women's health.
After some gotcha videos of Planned Parenthood officials were released, airplane debris washes up ashore on an Indian Ocean island. A mystery may be solved.
In a statement, Australia's government saying if the debris is identified as coming from MH370, it would be consistent with other analysis that shows the plane crashed in the southern Indian Ocean.
Fox News Radio's Alistair Wanklin. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stimulating talk, 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Jon-David Wells from The Wells Report with Walt Parker here from InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Walt, I was looking at your new website. I've got to admit, I'm impressed.
We keep telling people there's more to investing than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. Our new website is full of information about these alternative investments. You need to understand your investments. We also provide our We Come to You service and spend the time necessary to help people know they have other options than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. Website is great, but nothing beats a face-to-face discussion to help you with your investment decisions.
Most people say they listen to your ads for 2 years before calling. Don't wait 2 years. Call Walt right now, 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833, or visit their new website at investingmakesmesick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
The Good Contractors List is a free service designed to protect you. We meet all of our home service contractors face-to-face and feel so confident in our final choices that we back their work with a $10,000 guarantee. We go the extra mile in our interview process to make sure that the contractor is not only honest in quality, but able to offer the most affordable and fair rates. For instance, how do you pick who you call for air conditioning? Did you know that the air conditioning industry is commonly known for misdiagnosis and unneeded upselling? The higher their overhead, the more money they need to stay in business. So they flash tempting offers to get their foot in the door, and the sales game is on. The air conditioning companies we choose are simply stable and proven companies that offer the highest quality at fair and honest rates. And to protect you, they've all agreed to do an absolutely free second opinion if you're being told that you have to replace your air conditioning unit. If you need AC or any other type of home service, visit thegoodcontractorslist.com first.
Good Contractors List.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet, America's #1 arch support. And that invites the question, who needs arch support? Answer is more people than you think. Do your feet hurt at the end of a day? That's not just the way life is supposed to be. You should have arch support where your feet feel great even at the end of a long day of walking. If your feet hurt at the beginning of the day, man, you got all kinds of issues and they can be helped. You can get out of pain with arch support. It could be structural misalignment, plantar fasciitis, kind of a foot alignment, supination, overpronation, all these technical things that they know about at Good Feet. And what you'll know is you can walk in pain. You can limp in and walk out pain-free. This happens with so many people. I want to send everybody to goodfeetdfw.com, goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, Southlake. Absolutely fantastic people. No shots, no medicine, no surgery, just relief from pain. So get out of pain today. 888-660-0942. 888-660-0942 or goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Today, let's talk about the $29 service call gimmick. Here in North Texas, an experienced service tech costs at least $35 an hour to employ. So how does a $29 service call work? Well, it doesn't unless they find a bunch of stuff wrong with your system. It's just bait to get you to call. We can't come out for $29, and really, neither can they. In this business, you get what you pay for. Reliant Air Conditioning service call is $79, and our guys are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. So if you need service on your AC system, call the company that's been gimmick-free since '83. Or if your system needs to be replaced, you can save up to $3,500 per system with Carrier's Cool Cash promotion. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Pop quiz for all business owners. If you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, which one of these can you lose? Your home, your car, or your life savings? The answer? All three. Because if you're not incorporated, it's not just your business that can be sued, it's you too, which means you could lose everything. Once business owners realize the risk of not being incorporated, they usually scramble to incorporate or form an LLC. To make it quick and easy, Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners, so you can incorporate it in just 10 minutes. For your free 10-minute incorporation guide, call now, 1-800-733-1035. Protect your financial future. At Incorporate.com, they don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. Call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide. 1-800-733-1035. Hurry while supplies last. 1-800-733-1035. That's 1-800-733-1035.
The main components of a solvent bed are the following. It's an extremely durable bed. You should never see sags or body impressions or anything of that sort. It's an extremely clean mattress. You don't have any chemicals or chemical off-gassing, no chemical flame retardants, and it's custom tailored, so that ensures greater comfort and something that's going to work for you based on size, weight, and how you sleep. Solvent European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. We had breaking news just a little bit ago. The Los Angeles Superior Court issued a narrow temporary restraining order preventing the Center for Medical Progress to move forward with the release of more undercover video footage, this time taken of 3 top-level members of the staff of a company called STEM Express. STEM Express is in huge, huge legal trouble. If the videos from the top-level staff of STEM Express are as damning as the ones we've seen already from Planned Parenthood, then the executives on the videos are probably going to go to prison. Now, whether they take their opposite numbers at Planned Parenthood with them remains to be seen. It's a couple of different things have to happen. A federal grand jury is going to have to look at this, or a U.S. attorney is going to have to file a case, or something is going to have to happen there. But the Superior Court of Los Angeles decided to say, well, before you issue those videos, we're going to have to figure out just exactly what the story is surrounding them. The lawyers from STEM Express are fighting a delaying action in an effort to be able to try to get their arms wrapped around this so that they can bring this up in some way that protects their clients' due process rights, which is no small thing. So we just reported that. We just found out about it a couple of hours ago. I mean, it apparently that happened yesterday, but it didn't hit the media until it filtered through the mainstream media, who refused to report the story because you got to keep the agenda going. And so what ended up happening was that people started in the non-mainstream media started to take up the story, which is how we found it. ABC finally broke the seals on it, and I guess that was it doesn't say, about 7:00 this evening. All right, now that takes us to Camille Paglia. She is a dissident feminist, widely syndicated cultural critic. She has an interview series with the website Salon. You need to spend some time on it and read it. She was discussing her overall displeasure with the modern state of the American media, said the case of Planned Parenthood was a key recent example of the media's decline. And I'm quoting Camille Paglia right now. Let me give you a recent example of the persisting insularity of liberal thought in the media. When the first secret Planned Parenthood video was released in mid-July, anyone who looks only at liberal media was kept totally in the dark about it, even after the second video was released. But the videos were being run nonstop all over conservative talk shows on radio and television. It was a huge and disturbing story, but there was total silence in the liberal media. That kind of censorship was shockingly unprofessional. The liberal major media were trying to bury the story by ignoring it. Now, I'm a former member of Planned Parenthood and a strong supporter of unconstrained reproductive rights, but I was horrified and disgusted by those videos and immediately felt there were serious breaches of medical ethics in the conduct of Planned Parenthood officials. But here's my point. It's everyone's obligation, whatever your political views, to look at both liberal and conservative news sources every single day. You need a full range of viewpoints to understand what's going on in the world. Blake Neff comments that Paglia's criticism is telling. It comes from a proud and longtime left-wing voice. Elsewhere in the interview, she described herself as a Martin O'Malley supporter, though she says she would happily vote for Bernie Sanders as well. Nevertheless, Paglia shows a tremendous amount of displeasure with many of her fellow progressives. Besides her Planned Parenthood complaint, Paglia also attacked The Daily Show's Jon Stewart, saying he was emblematic of the vacuity of modern comedy. I cannot stand that smug, snarky, superior tone. I hated the fact that young people were getting their news through that filter of sophomoric snark. I'm sorry, but Jon Stewart is not a major figure. He is certainly a highly successful TV personality, but I think he has debased political discourse. I find nothing incisive in his work. As for his influence, if he helped produce the hackneyed polarization of moral liberals versus evil conservatives, then he's partly at fault for the political stalemate in the United States. Brilliant statement. I think she forgets there that Jon Stewart is a comedian. You have to look at it in that context. His job is not to be incisive. His job is to not worry about the fact that a lot of kids looked at The Daily Show as if it was their newscast. That's just a statement of how stupid the kids are. While I have my issues with Jon Stewart's smugness, snarky superior tone, he condescends from time to time, and he gets things wrong, I think he's brilliant, and I have enjoyed all of his work, not all of it, but most of his work throughout the years. But I understand its humor. It's satire. Palia said that she was a self-professed atheist. She was disgusted by the work of prominent anti-religion authors like Sam Harris and Richard Dawkins. This is kind of intellectual, but I'm going to read it anyway. I regard them as adolescents. I say that in the introduction of my last book, Glittering Images, that sneering at religion is juvenile, symptomatic of a stunted imagination. It exposes a state of perpetual adolescence that has something to do with their parents. They're still sneering at dad in some way. I'm speaking here as an atheist. I don't believe there is a God, but I respect every religion deeply. All the great world religions contain a complex system of beliefs regarding the nature of the universe and human life that is far more profound than anything that liberalism has ever produced. I've never heard anybody say it better. Did you hear that? Did you hear what she just said? I don't believe in a God, but I respect every religion deeply. All the great world religions contain a complex system of beliefs regarding the nature of the universe and human life that is far more profound than anything that liberalism has ever produced. A perfect example of this, the Boy Scouts of America. Liberalism is about to destroy the Boy Scouts of America and has nothing, absolutely nothing worth anything to replace it with, except throwing the kids to the gays. That's all they've got. We have a whole generation of young people who are clinging to politics and politicized versions of sexuality for their belief system. They see nothing but politics. But politics is tiny. Politics applies only to society. There is a huge metaphysical realm out there that involves the eternal principles of life and death. The great tragic texts, including the plays of Aeschylus and Sophocles, no longer have the central status they once had in education because we have steadily moved away from the heritage of Western civilization. The real problem is a lack of knowledge of religion as well as a lack of respect for religion. I find it completely hypocritical for people in academia or the media to demand understanding of Muslim beliefs and yet be so derisive and dismissive of devout Christian beliefs of Southern conservatives. Wow. Well, she's got it. I may disagree with her politics. I'm sure I do. Martin O'Malley is a kook. But that being said, at least there's somebody there. You see, I've been trying to find people who are of the left that aren't insane. And she's one of them. Or just political androids that are sycophants and don't really care about the United States because they never really understood it to begin with. They never understood that the reason they have the freedom to make as big an ass out of themselves as they often do is because they live in the United States and no place else. They haven't figured that out yet. They will at some point. But Camille Paglia has already done it. You want something else to make your hands shake? While we're on the subject of the media and the Planned Parenthood story, get a load of this. One of the largest public relations firms in Washington, D.C. circulated a memo Monday night urging members of the media to refrain from airing damning videos of Planned Parenthood officials discussing the sale of organs and tissues of aborted fetuses. Politico is reporting that Planned Parenthood hired SKD Knickerbocker to help manage blowback from the videos, which were produced by the Pro-Life Center for Medical Progress. According to Politico, SKD Knickerbocker sent the memo to unnamed reporters and producers, asking them to blackball the videos, the third of which was released yesterday. The extremists who entered Planned Parenthood labs under false pretenses violated research protocol and, worse, violated the privacy of the patients involved. The patients were not named. There was no privacy that were violated. No privacy is violated at all. According to Politico, the memo continues, those patients' privacy should not be further violated by having this footage shared by the media. The patients are not being exposed here. There is no privacy being lost. And if SKD Knickerbocker is as good as people say they are, they know this. This is a lie. These are falsehoods being put forward by SKD Knickerbocker. I don't know how many quote unquote journalists are going to actually adopt this paper thin cover. But that is absolutely just plain wrong. Politico itself may have gotten SKD Knickerbocker's message. As flagged by the Federalist, the outlet sent a tweet of its scoop around noon, noting the PR firm circulated a memo to reporters and news producers. That tweet was later deleted. Politico did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The videos have created a public relations disaster for Planned Parenthood. The callous nature of the discussions in the video has led some members of Congress to propose defunding Planned Parenthood. As Politico notes, SKD Knickerbocker is in the perfect position to handle the abortion group's media outreach. The firm is closely aligned with Democrats. Its managing director is Hillary Rosen, a longtime Democrat mouthpiece who is an ardent supporter of Hillary Clinton. Rosen has long contributed to CNN. SKD Knickerbocker's memo mirrors language used by Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards in her numerous attempts to discredit the Center for Medical Progress. This has been a 3-year, well-funded by the most militant wing of the anti-abortion movement in this country to try to entrap doctors, and of course, highly doctored videos which show absolutely, doctors repeatedly said it's all been edited out. Planned Parenthood does not at all profit from fetal tissue donation. Wrong. Which is an important element of healthcare research in this country. Now public relations is trying to forestall the media from covering the story. This is the Wells Report.
Are you ready to experience Israel?
Every once in a while, an opportunity to do something truly special comes along. An opportunity for an unforgettable and timely expedition to the land of Israel. This year, be a part of the Stand with Israel tour. Spend 9 days this fall in the fascinating and dramatic land of Israel with Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager. Enjoy first-class accommodations and meals in comfort and safety. Visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details and to register now. That's 660amtheanswer.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You've heard me talk about it all month. Now it's time. The New Venture on Wall Street seminars in Richardson and Fort Worth, and it's this weekend. So come on, change your financial future. Get into the stock market and do better than people who don't have this training. Who's doing the training? It is Pastor David Mitchell and the New Venture on Wall Street crew, nvows.com. to learn more about how they do what they do. I learned early on that this is just a great method. There are no secrets in life, no magic dust or crystal balls. It's a risky world of investments, but they show you how to be a little smarter, do some of your own research, notice some tendencies, some things that have helped other people retire earlier, get a second income stream. It's just a wonderful group of people. New Venture on Wall Street. Learn about them at nvows.com and then get into the Richardson or Fort Worth seminars this weekend at 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. We got a place saved just for you. 877-907-TRADE. nvows.com. 877-907-TRADE.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-573-2467. That's 1-800-573-2467. 1-800-573-2467. Or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors not available in most states.
This isn't a commercial.
It's a gift to anyone who's sick and tired of dealing with their hearing loss, because we'll give everyone who calls a risk-free trial of a life-changing hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Not only that, we'll also give you free shipping and free batteries for life. But you must call now. 1-800-943-2757. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Listen Clear is so invisible, people may not even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. So if you're sick of dealing with your hearing loss, let us give you a 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-943-2757. That's 1-800-943-2757. 1-800-943-2757.
94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University are excited to welcome A Good Fight Night to Frisco. Friday night, August 14th, 2015 at Elevate Life Church. Fight Night is a fun date for couples of any age or stage. Marriage experts, Dr. Les and Leslie Parrott, interact with you in a night filled with humor and practical new strategies for turning conflict into deeper relationship. They're actually going to show you how conflict can bring you closer together, because if you're like them, you have the occasional cut and you don't want anything to come from that but a bond between you and your spouse. You're going to leave that evening with some fantastic things you can do starting that very night to improve your relationship. Les and Leslie might share a real fight or two of their own to help each of you. Register at FightNightTexas.com. The truth is, we do have distinct differences, and the more we have empathy for each other, the more grace we have for each other. Friday, August 14th, 2015. For more info, visit ElevateLife.com.
Non-bank private equity business loans are not for every business. However, billions of dollars have already funded businesses across this greatest nation on God's green earth. This is Michael Medved for BusinessLoansNow.com, where they focus mostly on monthly cash flow and not personal credit. If you've been in business for more than a year and you could use up to $500,000 in funding within a couple of days or up to $5 million in funding within a week, I encourage you to visit BusinessLoansNow.com to find out how much your business could qualify for.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. You know, I have to say that there is a price for the intellectual, moral, and ethical bankruptcy being shown by the American left when it comes to Planned Parenthood. When it comes to SKD Knickerbocker, these people are impaling themselves on what is clearly a morally bankrupt stake. The people of the United States are horrified by what they're seeing out of Planned Parenthood. There comes a time when you have to look when you have to look at the reality and you have to turn away. Regardless of your politics, regardless of your political standing with the people that you have to turn away from, regardless of any of that, you just have to turn away. Because there's no saving it. It's also getting to the Obama administration. Federal officials recently denied a media request for information on a Planned Parenthood doctor at the center of the controversy over fetal organ harvesting, renewing criticism of President Obama's claim of having the most transparent administration in history. It's actually pretty transparent when you get right down to it. They're not going to tell anybody anything that hurts the political agenda. That's as transparent as hell. The administration for years has taken heat from media groups and lawmakers for the alleged slow walking of Freedom of Information Act requests. The recent response to such a request from online magazine The Federalist is the latest to draw a rebuke from reporters. The outlet reached out to the Obama administration after learning about Deborah Nucatola being a Department of Health and Human Services contract advisor. Nucatola, a Planned Parenthood director for roughly 10 years, shot into the headlines last week after an undercover video appeared to show her discussing prices for fetal tissue and organs for research. The video, the first in a series, ignited a firestorm of controversy in news stories. For-profit sales of fetal tissues are illegal, though the group maintains they only donate tissue and no laws were broken. Wrong. They are at least accessories to the crime that they are trying to avoid being guilty of themselves. HHS denied the request for a prompt response, saying it failed to meet the public's urgent right to know. HHS even suggested the request did not meet the standard of referring to a breaking news story of general public interest. They are, of course, wrong. The Federalist editor, David Harsanyi, said this: for people who run the agency administration, this may not be a breaking news story or the type of breaking news story they want. That's simply their worldview, but others see this as a huge story, like you and me and every other civilized, moral, responsible person in the country. Wow. For critics of the administration's transparency record, the HHS response was part of a pattern. Members of Congress has over the last several months pushed reform legislation and held hearings on the subject. Oh my. You are listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Good news from Dynavite. New No-Mo flea and tick spray kills fleas and ticks with no poison.
Muffin also had fleas. Even one flea bite really irritates her. We have bugs down here that they're terrible. They'll make a dog yelp out in pain.
My English Bulldog Timothy gets one flea on him. He's junk.
New No-Mo flea is totally safe for dogs, cats, puppies, kittens, kids, babies crawling on the carpet, and even you. Because it's made from vegetable oil. No-Mo flea dissolves the hard shell of a flea or tick on contact, so the moist insides of that flea or tick just dry up.
No fleas.
No-Mo flea instantly. No more ticks soon thereafter. Best of all, no more poison ever. Get all the grisly nitty-gritty about fleas and ticks, or to order No-Mo flea today, just click the pic of the dead flea on Dynavite.com.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
I'm Steve Sidkowski, a former Wall Street insider. I'm holding a book that will show you investing strategies which could help you earn the kind of money you've always dreamed about. And right now, I'm giving this book away for free. So who needs to read it? If you're in the middle of your career and worry you'll never have enough money to retire, you need to read this book. If you're already retired and your income isn't enough, you need to read this book. And if you don't want to be selling burgers at 80, you need to read this free book. It includes the strategy I use to make a 72% profit on a trade where the stock only moved 12%. You'll need at least $1 million to ever fully retire. If you're behind on that goal, you really need to read Trade Like the Pros. And you can for free by calling 1-800-708-4557. Skeptical that it will deliver results? It's a free book, so what do you have to lose? Find out how at 1-800-708-4557. 1-800-708-4557.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had numerous credit cards, and I was struggling with paying them off because being a teacher, you don't make a whole lot of money.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360 to talk to a certified counselor.
I had heard about Trinity, so I made the call. They took care of all of my credit cards, and now I am completely debt-free.
Trinity will consolidate your bills, stop collections calls, stop late fees, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
The people at Trinity are very friendly. They will do whatever you need them to do in order for you to feel better about being in a very difficult place.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
My name is Ann, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
That's 1-800-758-5360.
You just can't get your house to cool down, and your AC, well, it's running nonstop. The AC service company says it's running correctly, but it's still too hot. Who you gonna call?
Heat Busters!
Call 817-422-6868 or visit theheatbusters.com to get a free energy analysis on your home or business. The Heat Busters are experts in radiant barrier, insulation, high-capacity solar attic fans, and more. In Texas, you need more than just an air conditioner. You need an all-over plan. That's where the Heat Busters come in with amazing, affordable solutions to cool your home. They'll seal up those leaks, install solar control window film, and more. When you need more to cool your home, you should call
Heat Busters!
Call 817-422-6868 today or visit theheatbusters.com to get cool and start keeping more of your money. They bust the heat, they bust the cold, they bust discomfort and outrageous utility bills. Call 817-422-6868 or online at theheatbusters.com.
Finally, the rain appears to be over and summer is upon us. The recent rains have caused the clay soil to expand and raise some homes with foundation problems, making them appear to be fixed. I'm Tom Kidd, engineering graduate of Texas A&M and owner of Structured Foundation Repairs. Our number is 972-484-1200. Listen, heavy rain swelling the clay soil and raising homes with foundation problems is like pumping air into a tire with a slow leak. It may look like the tire is fixed, but it is still leaking air and will eventually go flat again. If you think this might be happening with your home, call Structured Foundation Repairs today for a free, comprehensive evaluation of your foundation. We'll let you know if you have a foundation problem or if you're just experiencing normal seasonal movement. We'll also check to see if you have a drainage problem around your home and make recommendations if the drainage should be improved. We're fully insured and our peers come back by a lifetime transferable warranty. So if you have questions about your foundation or think you might have a drainage problem, call Structured Foundation Repairs today at 972-484-1200 or click structuredfoundation.com.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Do not miss Mark Davis tomorrow morning. He will have for you a superb radio broadcast because he's a superb broadcaster. It's a show you cannot miss, and here's why.
Hey, JD, good Wednesday night to you. So here we go again, another effort to oust Speaker John Boehner. Look, I'm totally on board with a more reliably conservative speaker. That'd be awesome. But whether it's Boehner in D.C. or Joe Strauss in Austin, shouldn't we maybe get our ducks in a row and plan an actual way to succeed with an alternative speaker candidate that could actually prevail? Also, latest overnight news in the morning, stuff people bring us. We are ready for the Thursday show. Join me, Mark Davis, tomorrow 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks very much, Mark. While we're on the subject of L.A., Los Angeles lawmakers, I'm talking about the city council, voted unanimously to ban possession of large-capacity ammunition magazines. The decision by the Los Angeles City Council thrusts the spotlight on the city in the midst of a heated national gun debate. Juliette Leftwich, the legal director for the Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence, told the Los Angeles Times such magazines have been the common threat in nearly all mass shootings that have plagued the U.S. Supporters of the ban say it's a small step to stop bloodshed in the city. I wonder if Juliette Leftwich knows anything about extremist Islam, whether she's ever heard the word terrorist, or whether she just spends most of her time reading White House press releases, because you'll never hear the word terrorist in those press releases. She is aware that the other day, at least in Texas, a bunch of people that could not care less about how high-capacity magazines have been used in killings anywhere affected them as they tried to kill as many people as possible outside of a meeting in Garland, Texas. I may be arguing against myself. Apparently, the police officer who killed both of those guys only had 6 shots in a revolver. But I suppose if you put them on target, you really don't need them. The National Rifle Association and other gun rights groups argue the law violates the Second Amendment and will sue the city, as well they should. Councilman Paul Krikorian said defiantly before a cheering crowd in front of City Hall, if the NRA wants to sue us over this, bring it on. Okay, we will. You're going to get your butts kicked, and you're going to spend more money that California and LA just doesn't have. An eager Mayor Eric Garcetti is ready to sign the measure that passed 12-0 with 3 city council members absent at the voting. Some gun control activists were not happy to hear about a proposal to exempt retired police officers from the rules. You can't do that. As a matter of fact, let's just go in for all of it. What do you say we go ahead and we ban police departments from using extended magazines? Because, seriously, if these magazines are the problem, then they're the problem for everyone, right? California law already bans manufacturing large capacity magazines as well as offering them for sale or bringing them into the state. However, the law does not ban people from possessing them. Krikorian says the loophole jeopardizes public safety. Public safety. Public safety. "15 years ago, police officers described what I'm about to tell you about like it was looking into the face of hell. LAPD Assistant Chief Michael Moore said, quote, they were demons, devils. He was talking about Larry Phillips and Emil Matasonreu, or Matasonreu. Both of them wore black ski masks, reinforced military-grade body armor. They armed themselves with automatic weapons. And, oh, by the way, extended capacity magazines to go with their automatic weapons. And attempted to rob the Bank of America in North Hollywood. Moore, then a watch commander in LAPD's Wilshire Division, was one of the hundreds of officers summoned from throughout the city to the call of shots fired, bank robbery in progress on February 28, 1997. When law enforcement descended on the scene, the heist gone bad turned into 44 minutes of gunfire as robbers sprayed more than 1,100 armor-piercing bullets at officers and nearby homes. 300 sworn personnel returned fire with 750 rounds. News helicopters circled above, broadcasting the North Hollywood shootout for the nation to see. We had trained for terrorists as part of the Olympics, but this was way beyond that, way beyond what anybody ever thought would happen. The robbers' getaway car, the weapons, the body armor are all on display at the Los Angeles Police Historical Society Museum. It's our most popular exhibit. Maybe because it was so recent, or the fact that it was on television, but everybody wants to see it. Matasonreu, 27 years of age, and Phillips were believed to have pulled off a number of earlier bank heists in the same area. But the North Hollywood robbery was to be their biggest yet. The bank was expected to have more than $750,000 in cash to accommodate a Friday payday. The pair was drawn together by a love of weightlifting and weapons. They had planned for months, assembling the body armor and reinforcing it over vital organs. They obtained a number of weapons, including automatic rifles, and had more than 3,300 rounds of ammunition. On the morning of the robbery, Officials say they believe the pair took phenobarbital to help control their nerves. Shortly before 9:30 a.m., they pulled up to the bank at 6600 Laurel Canyon Boulevard, synchronized their watches to account for an anticipated 8-minute LAPD response time once they entered the bank. But as the pair lumbered from their Chevrolet Celebrity sedan, they were spotted by LAPD officers Lauren Farrell and Martin Perello, who were on patrol and called for backup for a possible robbery. Inside the bank, the two gunmen shot out the teller's windows, forced their way into the vault. In the time it took them to place the money on a cart and leave the building, the LAPD surrounded the bank. SWAT team was on the way. Some SWAT members had been working out at the LAPD Academy and arrived in gym shorts and bulletproof vests. As quickly as officers arrived, so did television helicopters and news crews over the next 44 minutes, which became the title of a movie about the events. A nationwide television audience watched, transfixed, as robbers and officers faced off. Councilman Dennis Zine, who was a motor officer at the time, also responded to the scene, said it was unlike anything he'd ever experienced. All our training was that we would respond with extra force. We expected them to surrender. None of that happened. Matasarianu and Phillips went off on foot in different directions after police shot out the tires in their car. Phillips walked down Archwood Street, continuing his gun battle with police until he was no longer able to advance, and he shot himself right before a sniper's bullet went through his head as well. Matasareno tried to hijack a pickup truck but was unable to get it started. And he began a 6-minute gun battle with police until he collapsed from injuries. He was shot through the leg by a police officer and his partner, who got into a police car armed with .357 Magnum revolvers and took on one guy with an AK-47 fully automatic machine gun. That is the gunfight that the LA City Council wants the citizens of Los Angeles to have. They want to see lone wolf gunmen, 1, 2, 6, 10, armed with probable fully automatic weapons, start shooting citizens who may be armed with a firearm with 10 rounds. 4 guys, 1 30-round mag, 4 automatic AK-47s against maybe 2 or 3 people that may have a pistol or 2 among them. The other day, lone wolf terrorists ran down a beach with automatic weapons and slaughtered people sunbathing. The only people that are going to follow this law passed by the Los Angeles City Council are law-abiding citizens who are now far more defenseless thanks to those idiots. On the brink of lone wolf terror attacks as a regular part of American life, these morons are rendering their neighbors more defenseless before the maelstrom. "11 police officers were injured, 6 civilians. The department would award medals of valor to 19 officers. The North Hollywood shootout highlighted how officers were unprepared to face off against heavily armed suspects. In the middle of the gun battle, 5 officers went to the B&B gun shop, which has since been closed down, and borrowed weapons and ammunition. The people that we are up against now aren't robbing banks. They're here to kill us. They're going to go after a group of people. And I gotta be honest with you. If I am one of them, I'm going to LA because there are groups of people around all over the place, and now they probably won't have the tools to be able to defend themselves. Los Angeles just put itself at the top of the terror target of opportunity watch list. The last terror attack that affected us in North Texas lasted about a minute and a half because there were people there that could shoot. Do you remember that last shootout? Remember the one that we just talked about in Chattanooga, Tennessee? That guy was carrying an AK-47 with 30-round mags. He had 300 rounds with him. He had a pistol. You remember the video? Bang, 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 bang. He was engaged by 2 police officers. Again, I may be arguing against myself. There were 2 shots fired. Both of them went through the guy's head. This was passed unanimously by the City Council of Los Angeles. And I don't have any idea whether or not the people of LA realize just how much incredible danger they've been placed in by people they elected to office. People that only read President Obama's press releases have no idea what life is like in the post 9/11 world. This is the Wells Report.
Bill Bennett's Morning in America.
We asked for a contest. We said maybe to the tune of anything. Quickly to John. Hey, John.
I'll never sing on the air, that's for sure.
Okay, you and me both. Walk like a man as fast as you can. Walk like a man, don't whine. What used to be so large with Hillary in charge is now gone and withered on the vine.
Weekday mornings at 5, right before the Mark Davis Show at 7 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Sample comes with a 90-day order. Copays and deductibles may apply.
If you or someone you care for are using painful urinary catheters, Medical Direct Club can help. There's a new catheter that hurts less, and you can get a free sample with free shipping by calling now. Pain and urinary tract infections can be avoided if you're using urinary catheters. The new disposable catheters from Medical Direct Club hurt less due to an incredible new design that reduces pain by gliding easily and effortlessly. Old catheters can scrape and cut, causing pain and infection. These new catheters from Medical Direct Club are changing the lives of people who use urinary catheters. Medicare and your insurance will pay for up to 200 of these new catheters per month at little or no cost to you. Medical Direct Club handles all of the paperwork with your doctor and includes lifetime free shipping when you join. Membership and a free sample are free, so call Medical Direct Club now. 1-800-600-6144. That's 1-800-600-6144. End painful cathing today. Call 1-800-600-6144.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You've heard me talk about it all month. Now it's time. The new Venture on Wall Street seminars in Richardson and Fort Worth, and it's this weekend. So come on, change your financial future. Get into the stock market and do better than people who don't have this training. Who's doing the training? It is Pastor David Mitchell and the new Venture on Wall Street crew, nvows.com. to learn more about how they do what they do. I learned early on that this is just a great method. There are no secrets in life, no magic dust or crystal balls. It's a risky world of investments, but they show you how to be a little smarter, do some of your own research, notice some tendencies, some things that have helped other people retire earlier, get a second income stream. It's just a wonderful group of people. New venture on Wall Street. Learn about them at nvows.com and then get into the Richardson or Fort Worth seminars this weekend at 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. We got a place saved just for you. 877-907-TRADE. nvows.com. 877-907-TRADE.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
You've been thinking about switching to solar. Don't wait much longer or you'll miss out on this year's federal tax credit. Move quickly because the tide is turning. Solar power's becoming a threat to big energy profits. In fact, some power companies are even pushing for extra fees to make up for lost revenue. Warning, you must have your solar system up and running by midnight December 31st or you'll miss out on this year's federal tax credit. Energy prices are expected to increase by as much as 40% in the near future. Go solar now with no down payment, interest, or payments for a whole year. You can afford it because we finance. Get your government money and save big every month. Big Energy is getting nervous and the door of opportunity is about to slam shut. Paying $150 a month or more on energy bills? Then call 1-800-MY-SOLAR now for a free in-home assessment. 1-800-MY-SOLAR.
My home, my savings, 1-800-MY-SOLAR.
Dallas Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
Lee Marvin Blue is probably going to be okay. He decided what he was going to do was rob the Church of New Beginnings on North Alexander Drive in Baytown near Houston. He decided to get in there and get some stuff because I guess he needed money or what have you. He busted down the door and went into the church. Inside, asleep, was the church's pastor, Benny Holmes. Surveillance video shows Blue trying to knock down the door, then forcing his way into the church. Blue was found to be carrying a large box filled with electronics taken from the church. Pastor Holmes confronted Blue and said, "Put the box down." Then Blue made a mistake. He made a quick motion toward the pastor, who fired one round from his 9mm semi-automatic pistol and struck Blue in the right shoulder. Blue went to the hospital in Houston by life flight. Gotta admire a pastor who knows how to handle his 9mm. I'm just saying. You're listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Remember that Florida gun shop that declared itself to be a Muslim-free zone? It's in the news. News I will share with you next. For a Wednesday night in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, you're listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. Back with more in just a moment.
Presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is running as a socialist at the same time that socialist Venezuela is proving to the world again that socialism causes poverty and misery. Socialism is a failed policy. It's time we all learn that. This week we'll talk about that, the Iranian suicide pact, the Jeb Democrats, and the GOP attacks on conservatives. This is Debbie Georgatis, and Ladies Can We Talk? We talk truth about America and why it matters to you. Tune in every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer.
94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University are excited to welcome a Good Fight Night to Frisco. Friday night, August 14th, 2015 at Elevate Life Church. Fight Night is a fun date for couples of any age or stage. Marriage experts, Dr. Les and Leslie Parrott, interact with you in a night filled with humor and practical new strategies for turning conflict into deeper relationship. They're actually going to show you how conflict can bring you closer together, because if you're like them, you have the occasional cut and you don't want anything to come from that but a bond between you and your spouse. You're going to leave that evening with some fantastic things you can do starting that very night to improve your relationship. Les and Leslie might share a real fight or two of their own to help each of you. Register at FightNightTexas.com. The truth is, we do have distinct differences, and the more we have empathy for each other, the more grace we have for each other. Friday, August 14th, 2015. For more info, visit ElevateLife.com.
Frank, I really think we need an American Home Shield home warranty.
But we have homeowners insurance.
I'm worried about our home appliances and systems breaking down, like our air conditioner. Homeowners insurance doesn't cover any of that. A home warranty does.
But homeowners insurance covers stuff that might happen, like a meteor crashing into our house or a Bigfoot attack.
A Bigfoot attack?
There's a Bigfoot outside now.
That's the neighbor's dog.
Sounds like a Bigfoot.
Homeowner. Checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Many people have called the Iran nuclear deal as negotiated by John Kerry and the auspices of President Obama a complete abject disaster. I have said it could be the cornerstone to World War III. What does Ambassador John Bolton call it? We're going to find out next time on the Wells Report. You do not want to miss a conversation with a guy who used to be the United Nations ambassador for the United States on the Wells Report here on 660 AM The Answer. Mark Davis, you know him, I know him, we all love him because he's an amazing human being. Ambassador John Bolton is going to follow in your footsteps. Nope, I'm sorry. We both know him. He is an amazing human being. He is Ambassador John Bolton. You had him recently on your show. Is he going to be on tomorrow or was he on today? Okay. Mark Davis, thank you very much for this opportunity to drop by and tell people what's coming up on the Wells Report. You talked to... shoot. Mark Davis, thanks very much for this opportunity to drop by and talk about what we've got planned for the Wells Report a little bit later on this evening. We have a conversation, well, perhaps a little different conversation with a guy that you and I both know, and we both really have high regard for. I'm talking about former UN Ambassador for the United States, John Bolton. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the Iran nuclear deal and what he believes it is. I happen to think it's the cornerstone for World War III. We'll see if he agrees. Next time on the Wells Report.
So here we go again, another effort to oust John Boehner as Speaker of the House. Look, I'm totally on board with a more reliably conservative speaker, but whether it's Boehner in D.C. or Joe Strauss in Austin, can we get our ducks in a row and plan an actual way to succeed with an alternative speaker that can actually prevail? Also, latest overnight news and stuff you bring us. Looking forward to seeing you on the Thursday show.
The Mark Davis Show, weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List, and this is the Good Contractors List Word of the Month. I love a good, encouraging, positive message, but some days there just isn't enough times you can look in the mirror and say to yourself, this is going to be a great day. Some days are just not fun. On those days, you can focus on the problem and start telling yourself that things are never going to get better. Or you can say to yourself, I'm going to wait this storm out. The Bible talks about the armor of God in Ephesians 6. It says, therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you've done everything, to stand. Some days, all we can do is just stand there and face the evil day, knowing that the armor of God is enough. Submit yourself to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List.
The word of the month has been brought to you by thegoodcontractorslist.com.
You just can't get your house to cool down, and your AC, well, it's running nonstop. The AC Service Company says it's running correctly, but it's still too hot. Who you gonna call?
Heat Busters!
Call 817-422-6868 or visit theheatbusters.com to get a free energy analysis on your home or business. The Heat Busters are experts in radiant barrier, insulation, high-capacity solar attic fans, and more. In Texas, you need more than just an air conditioner. You need an all-over plan. That's where the Heat Busters come in with amazing, affordable solutions to cool your home. They'll seal up those leaks, install solar control window film, and more. When you need more to cool your home, you should call
Heat Busters!
Call 817-422-6868 today or visit theheatbusters.com to get cool and start keeping more of your money. They bust the heat, they bust the cold, they bust discomfort and outrageous utility bills. Call 817-422-6868 or online at theheatbusters.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had numerous credit cards and I was struggling with paying them off because being a teacher, you don't make a whole lot of money.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360 to talk to a certified counselor.
I had heard about Trinity, so I made the call. They took care of all of my credit cards, and now I am completely debt-free.
Trinity will consolidate your bills, stop collections calls, stop late fees, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
The people at Trinity are very friendly. They will do whatever you need them to do in order for you to feel better about being in a very difficult place.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
My name is Ann, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
That's 1-800-758-5360.
Well, the reality is that with the Sovereign bed, you get a much better bed from the standpoint of quality, durability, at a price that is comparable to any bed out there. Sovereign bed has a better warranty. It's a 10-year full warranty. You get a bed that is custom tailored, so you're going to have something that is specifically appropriate for you, how you sleep, your size, your weight, your primary sleeping position is extremely important in the mix. Sovereign European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local radio and TV broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information on your radio, TV, computer, tablet, and smartphone. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Tell Washington local stations matter by texting radio to 52886. Furnished by NAB and the station. Message and data rates may apply.
Welcome to Staples. Hi, Staples guy. I need school supplies for my kids, and I can't spend a lot.
With Staples' 110% price match guarantee for back to school, find an item for less, and we'll match the price and give you 10% of the difference.
So I'll get the lowest price on backpacks?
Yes.
Notebooks?
Mm-hmm.
Calculators?
You bet.
Even?
Yep.
Nice.
Make low prices happen. Make 110% ready happen. Staples. Make more happen.
Price match plus the 10% difference discount valid at checkout for items from retailers operating online and retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. Valid through 9/19/15. See store or staples.com for details.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. The Florida chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations has filed a federal lawsuit against a gun shop whose owner declared it to be a Muslim-free zone. Andy Holloman drew national media attention when he announced he would not arm and train those who wish to do harm to my fellow patriots at his Florida gun supply in Inverness, Florida. He made the declaration that he had a moral and legal responsibility to take action days after a Muslim American man went on a shooting rampage at 2 Chattanooga, Tennessee military facilities by a gunman that left 4 Marines and 1 Navy sailor dead. In its lawsuit, CARE Florida asked the court to grant an injunction against the gun shop, prohibiting it from discriminating against Muslims or instituting any policies or practices that discriminate or segregate people on the basis of religion. Officials at CARE Florida criticized Holloman after he made the declaration for discriminating against an entire religion for the act of one person. He is not, in fact, discriminating against an entire religion for the act of one person. He is discriminating against an entire religion for the act of thousands of persons. People who react to the murderous savagery of extremist Muslim terrorists around the world are not Islamophobic, and they are not discriminatory. They are reflecting reality. The one person that CARE Florida conveniently refers to was a guy that everybody liked. Everybody thought he was fine. Everybody said, gosh, you know, he's a funny guy. He was sweet. He was nice. Always respectful and so on and so forth until jihad became more important than the lives of just the average human being walking down the street. In this case, 4 Marines and a sailor. Extremist Islam grabbed him by the heart and turned him into a murdering machine. Andy Holloman apparently is being asked to take part in some kind of opportunity to provide the tools, even the training, I would suggest, to people who might just do the same thing. We will never know until they go off and start shooting. This is not a plight that is being inflicted upon Muslims in Florida or anywhere else. This is a reality being inflicted upon Muslims everywhere in the world by Muslims who are finding new ways to torture and kill for the sake of what they consider to be their religion. And we can't tell the difference. So, I'm sorry, CARE Florida. What Andy Holloman is doing is not discriminating against an entire religion for the act of one person. He is discriminating against an entire religion for the acts that have brought death to thousands, if not millions, of Christians, other Muslims who happen to be the wrong sect, gays, cartoonists, novelists, people who just happen to be walking by at the time, police officers, Jordanian fighter pilots. Those are the people that you need to criticize. Those are the people you need to file suit against. You don't need to file suit against a guy who refuses to sell the rope that an extremist Muslim would hang him with, regardless of whether you demand that he should or not. Andy Hallinan subsequently agreed to meet and train Hassan Shibli, CARE Florida's executive director. But Hallinan later rescinded the invitation to Shibli after receiving a flood of emails and calls from people that said he warned him that CARE had been put on the United Arab Emirates terror list. They are unindicted co-conspirators in the Holy Land trial. Ask CARE how many Jewish members they have. Are they Hebrew-phobic? Shibli is not named as a plaintiff in the lawsuit. He stressed the lawsuit is about countering what he saw was as an illegal policy by the store to discriminate against Muslims. In that, Mr. Shibli, you are discriminating against reality. I understand it's unfair. It is also reasonable. And if that offends anyone who is listening to me talk about it, well, you need to recalibrate. Two guys from Phoenix, Arizona, loaded their car up with assault rifles and headed to Garland, Texas, to kill as many people as they could for drawing cartoons. Those guys lost their lives in a minute and a half. You are not going to get to browbeat people into essentially being a part of what may end up being the next mass murder. You don't get to do that. Now, will this federal court summon the understanding and reality to be able to see beyond the law books to the reality? I don't know. I do not know. Will CARE Florida be able to browbeat somebody into doing something stupid? Will they be successful in enforcing the unreality that they live their lives in? Probably. But not for much longer. There are people in your mosques that you are aware of that are on the brink of jihad. You need to turn them in. You need to turn them in. Happily, I have good news, by the way. Happily, that is actually happening. An illegal immigrant, I'm sorry, not an illegal immigrant. He was a legal immigrant. He's an American citizen, in fact, was a part of a surge of Syrian refugees back into the United States. His name was Harlem Suarez. He was inspired by ISIS and planned to bomb Key West and Miami. He sympathized with the Islamic State. He wanted to bomb a Key West beach. He also talked about South Beach as a target, according to a criminal complaint unsealed today in federal court in Miami. Department of Justice officials said he was charged with attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. According to a DOJ news release, In April of 2015, Suarez came to the attention of the FBI due to Facebook posts that contained extremist rhetoric and promoted the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, a designated foreign terrorist organization. The criminal complaint specifies that Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office received a complaint from someone who had received a Facebook friend request from a page belonging to Amlak Benitez. The page said, "We are the Islamic State. We are ISIS Muslims. And soon the rest of Warrior will come here to hear us from Canada and Mexico and bring the caliphate here and start fighting who are against Muslims." This is all just almost in pidgin English. "We are you to behead Christians, ISIS." That's what he says. The FBI tracked the page owner to Shrimp Road on Stock Island, where Suarez lived with his parents. They also looked at the page under his own name. So what had ended up happening is that Suarez had actually contacted some Muslims who turned them into the FBI. Turned him into the FBI. Great. Fantastic. Well done. What you cannot do is you cannot sue your neighbors for doing what is necessary to protect his fellow patriots in the case of Andrew Hallinan. I know it's unfair. I am sorry. But it's not we, the American people, that are the source of your unfairness. The people who are responsible for this sad and tragic part of your life are those who pervert your religion as an excuse to slaughter thousands. No, we don't blame you. We blame them. But it's impossible to sort the wheat from the chaff. Only you can do that. We know it's possible. We just don't see it very often. And what we have to see very often is the key to what turns you back into our neighbors. And that's something we all want very, very much. You're listening to The Wells Report.
The Mike Gallagher Show.
Outrage continues over the killing of Cecil the Lion, with PETA tweeting that the hunter should be hanged and Zimbabwean officials calling for his arrest. Should the dentist from Minnesota be extradited to face justice in Africa? Also, did you know it's illegal to hire an Indian waiter for an Indian restaurant? You know why? Because advertising for an Indian waiter is been called discriminatory. I have the politically correct story.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Arthur Brooks of the American Enterprise Institute for townhall.com. Most of us would say we dislike the destructive rhetoric that accompanies political discourse today. In the last election cycle, at least half of American adults felt the presidential campaign was too negative. In reality, we often don't realize when we participate in political hatred because it comes in roughly three different forms. The first is what some psychologists call hot hate, based on anger. Imagine yourself yelling at the television, and you get the picture. For other haters, the hot variety is a little too crude. They prefer cool hate, based on contempt, and they express disgust for another person through sarcasm, dismissal, or mockery. The last variety is anonymous hate. It's time to declare your independence by not consuming the overheated outrage and negative punditry, even when it comes from those with whom you agree. Avoid indulging in snarky, contemptuous dismissals of Americans on the other side, and always own up to your own views. I'm Arthur Brooks.
The following message contains a special offer for listeners of this station. Are you a man over 40? Are you constantly looking for the nearest bathroom? Do you wake up multiple times a night to urinate? Well, you're not alone. Most men will experience these prostate-related issues in their lifetime. Right now, the manufacturer of GoFlow Prostate is sending out risk-free supplies to the listeners of this station. And since GoFlow was developed by renowned MD Dr. Mitchell Fleischer, its ingredients have been clinically studied to reduce frequent nighttime bathroom trips and promote healthy urine flow. Don't wait because supplies are limited. Call 1-800-668-0074. That's 1-800-668-0074 to get your risk-free supply. GoFlow Prostate is guaranteed to reduce your frequent trips to the bathroom and promote healthy urine flow. Plus, if you call right now, you'll even get free shipping with your risk-free supply of GoFlow Prostate. Dial 1-800-667-5138. Don't delay. If the phones are busy, call back. 1-800-667-5138. 1-800-667-5138.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Debt Relief Advocates now. 1-800-500-8980. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Debt Relief Advocates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-500-8980. That's 1-800-500-8980. 1-800-500-8980.
Hello?
Hi, is this Amy?
Speaking.
This is Steve from LifeLock, calling about your response to the alert we sent for a credit application at a store in Portland.
Yes? That wasn't me. I'm in Tampa.
I understand. I'm going to work with you to help you resolve this, okay?
Thanks, Steve. I feel better already.
LifeLock detects threats to your finances, alerts you to danger, and helps restore your identity if anything's found. And with LifeLock Ultimate Plus, you get protection for your bank accounts, investments, even the equity in your home. Look, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor transactions at every business, but LifeLock Ultimate Plus provides comprehensive identity theft protection. Visit LifeLock.com now and enter promo code AWARE or call and mention AWARE to save 10% on your LifeLock Ultimate Plus membership. Call 800-838-6010. 800-838-6010. 800-838-6010.
We gave Tom 12 seconds to give 6 reasons why he opened a Mathnasium Learning Center franchise.
Okay. Great income potential. Doing good for kids. Doing what I love. Making math make sense to kids. 500 centers open already. 1 every 3 days. Mathnasium taught me the business. Helps me. Supports me.
Time's up. Pretty good. For franchise information, visit mathnasium.com or take the first step right now. Call 855-361-MATH. That's 855-361-6284.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. By the way, the movement to heal mainstream Islam from the horrific wounds it's suffering at the hands of Muslim extremists is taking root. The FBI is asking Twitter to please work harder at stopping ISIS and other terrorists. FBI officials in Washington, D.C. tell Fox Business Twitter needs to do more in setting up teams to troll, monitor, and review all terrorist-related tweets and content. It needs to build up its budget for these teams and let these teams grow even bigger. The extra cost of being internet cops would burden an already pressured bottom line. Twitter tells FBN it does unplug terrorist accounts and notifies authorities of immediate threats. While Twitter has said earlier this year it has tripled the size of its tweet threat team, it won't reveal exactly how many workers it has dedicated full-time to the effort. Authorities can request the info or terrorist activity, a Twitter spokesman tells FBN, but adds, like all of our technology industry peers, we do not proactively monitor content. And I understand why. In point of fact, it is not just for Twitter to do. It is for the rest of us to do. We need to help Twitter monitor their feeds. We need to help. Same thing with Facebook. When we run across these things, we must act. We don't know whether or not we are actually dealing with an authentic terrorist. But act in good faith for the sake of our society, our neighborhood, our country, and pass the information along. We are a country under attack, and that includes the Muslim neighbors that we have near our houses. The vast majority of whom are just as victimized as anybody else by these savages. But CARE Florida can't have it both ways. The problem is the extremists, not the gun store owner that says, I will not take the chance on arming an extremist. Just as we, the people of the United States, do not want the government to spy on us, we need to support Twitter, a private corporation, to keep their eye on us. Remember, the Fourth Amendment only works for the government. Twitter can look through your stuff if you give it to them, and they should. Mainstream Muslims do not want we, the people of the United States, traipsing through their mosques looking for terrorists. But likewise, they don't get it both ways. If they don't want us doing it, they need to do it instead. We are a nation under attack. We are citizens at war, and we need to start acting like it. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Are you ready to experience Israel?
Every once in a while, an opportunity to do something truly special comes along. An opportunity for an unforgettable and timely expedition to the land of Israel. This year, be a part of the Stand with Israel tour. Spend 9 days this fall in the fascinating and dramatic land of Israel with Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager. Enjoy first-class accommodations and meals in comfort and safety. Visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details and to register now. That's 660amtheanswer.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with the Reliant Air Conditioning Consumer Update. Today's topic is the sales technician. Most companies use their service techs to sell new equipment on service calls, and the more equipment they sell, the more commission they make. But would you buy a new car from your mechanic? The fact is, the guy you're trusting to repair your system actually makes more money if he can sell you a new one. At Reliant Air Conditioning, you get a certified service technician, not a salesman. Our techs don't work on commission, and they don't sell equipment. If you need a new system, we're the only company in town that tells you to get 2 other bids and then call us. Now you can save over $3,500 per system with Carrier's Cool Cash. So call 2 other companies, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
94.9 KLTY and Dallas Baptist University are excited to welcome a Good Fight Night to Frisco. Friday night, August 14th, 2015 at Elevate Life Church. Fight Night is a fun date for couples of any age or stage. Marriage experts, Dr. Les and Leslie Parrott, interact with you in a night filled with humor and practical new strategies for turning conflict into deeper relationship. They're actually going to show you how conflict can bring you closer together, because if you're like them, you have the occasional cut and you don't want anything to come from that but a bond between you and your spouse. You're going to leave that evening with some fantastic things you can do starting that very night to improve your relationship. Les and Leslie might share a real fight or two of their own to help each of you. Register at FightNightTexas.com. The truth is, we do have distinct differences, and the more we have empathy for each other, the more grace we have for each other. Friday, August 14th, 2015. For more info, visit ElevateLife.com.
Let's make an offer on that Aspen Street house.
That one doesn't have a home warranty.
Is that a problem?
Not if you like paying through the nose on home system breakdowns.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like if the air conditioner quits, want to pay for a new one? Do you know how to fix the water heater, the plumbing?
Got it. Let's only look at places with home warranties.
A home warranty from American Home Shield protects homeowners against unexpected covered repairs and breakdowns of major home systems and appliances. Who would want to move into a new home without one? Just ask your local real estate professional. Or for complimentary helpful information about a home warranty from American Home Shield, call now at 1-800-771-2898. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. An American Home Shield home warranty instantly gives home buyers confidence in their purchase. For complimentary helpful information, including terms, rates, and coverage, call 1-800-771-2898. 1-800-771-2898.
At Arizona State University, we believe in giving you everything you need to learn to thrive. So it's good to know the experts and college reviewers agree. U.S. News & World Report names ASU the second most innovative school in the country. The Wall Street Journal says ASU is 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. The esteemed Princeton Review ranks ASU in the top 15% of America's four-year colleges as a leader in undergrad education. This is a university that empowers you to truly thrive. Arizona State University Online gives you the exact same curriculum, identical degree, and access to the same prestigious faculty as on-campus students. You can choose from over 100 degree programs, all enhanced by our innovative online learning technologies. For more information, call 1-800-600-6431. U.S. News & World Report ranked us in the top 10 for earning an online degree. All these high marks should give you confidence in your big plans. Learn to thrive with ASU Online. Call 1-800-600-6431. That's 1-800-600-6431.
Love the warmth and beauty of hardwood flooring? Then you got to get to Lumber Liquidators Hardwood Flooring Sale. For deals on over 200 varieties of hardwood from just 99 cents. You could pay twice as much at other stores, but we've got gorgeous, pre-finished, easy-to-install Chase Oak hardwood from $189. Stunning wide plank solid 3/4-inch espresso heavy for $299. Incredible deals on solid bamboo from just $129. Plus laminate and more from 49 cents. And 24-month special financing. The hardwood flooring sale is going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. An illegal immigrant is suspected of murdering a woman, wounding another, attempting to rape a 14-year-old, and is now in jail. However, during that amazing crime spree, he was released by Ohio sheriff's deputies after those deputies received an order from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents to let him go. This, according to law enforcement officials. Juan Emmanuel Razo, 35, was arrested after a shootout with police following a crime spree police say began with the attempted rape of a child in a park in Paynesville, Ohio, 30 miles northeast of Cleveland. He later shot a woman in front of her children, murdered a 60-year-old woman in the nearby Concord Township, and is now being held on $10 million bond as authorities try to explain why he was even in the United States. You see, local authorities questioned him 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Quote, I have someone who we don't know who he is, why he's in this country, why he's here illegally, why he has allegedly committed a murder. This, according to Paynesville Municipal Court Judge Michael Cicconetti, yelling at Razo's arraignment, noting the suspect has no green card, no birth certificate, no driver's license. I can't set a bond high enough. How in the hell do I even know it's him? Well, what he needs to do is he needs to call the Department of Justice. He needs to get the phone number for the former Attorney General of the United States, Eric Holder. And what he needs to do is he needs to ask Eric Holder who this guy is. Because Eric Holder is the guy who actually told other attorneys general around the United States to not enforce law they didn't agree with. Except, of course, if it was sanctuary city law. And then enforce sanctuary city law whether you agreed with it or not. Chicken Eddie told Fox News he did not understand how federal authorities could have ordered Razzo released on July 7th when local deputies questioned him and contacted Border Patrol officials, Border Protection officials, given no one could verify his identity. If you are stopped at that point, whether it be law enforcement or you make your first court appearance at that point, we have to have some kind of identifier on him, he said. Deputies who questioned Razzo said Border Protection officers told him Razzo is from Mexico and in the U.S. illegally, but said they would not pick him up for deportation. Lake County Sheriff Dan Dunlap said at a news conference that deputies released Razzo because he hadn't committed a crime at that point. Yes, he had. He was living in the United States illegally. I report this story to back up and verify a story. Well, actually, it was opinion that I shared with you last week, or maybe the week before, when Immigrations and Customs Enforcement was crapping all over the sheriff of San Francisco for not allowing that Lopez Sanchez guy to be picked up by ICE before he was able to murder Kate Steinle. And I said at that time, it wouldn't make any difference whether or not they picked him up anyway, because they would have just let him out the back door as soon as they picked him up. That was creative back thinking by Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Well, now that comes due with the death of another woman, this time in Ohio, because of the same morally bankrupt federal gobbledygookian crap. Well, you see, we had to let him go because he hadn't committed a crime at that point. What do you mean he hadn't committed a crime at that point? He was living in the United States illegally. That's still a crime. Border Protection agents said, yeah, he's living here illegally. That's a crime. If the word illegally describes what you're doing, you are committing a crime. The executive producer of the Wells Report just asked me, after laughing, she just said, you know, it does sound stupid when you say it that way.
Well, I mean, it was just the simplicity of your statement was fantastic.
It's like, hey, nincompoopage. Deputies who questioned Razzo said Border Protection officials told them he was from Mexico and in the U.S. illegally, but said they would not pick him up for deportation. Lake County Sheriff Doug Dunlap said at a news conference deputies released him because he hadn't committed a crime at that point. A Border Protection spokesman did not return telephone messages seeking comment. You know why? He was standing on his head in a bucket of tequila. A spokesman for the U.S. Customs Immigration Enforcement said in an email that ICE was closely monitoring the case. Yeah, in case I have to update my resume and get a job. I gotta watch this case. This might be the one. By the way, that email identified Razo as Juan Emmanuel Razo Ramirez. A detective said during the arraignment that Razo has confessed to the deadly one-day crime spree in the quiet Lake Erie town. Police began seeking Razo late Monday after the girl described him to police and said he had tried to rape her. Hours later, he allegedly shot a 40-year-old woman in the arm as she walked with her two children along a bike path. And an hour after that, a man told park rangers he'd found his wife, 60-year-old Margaret Kostanek, shot to death in their home near the bike path. Great. People always say, oh, she's the nicest person in the world, Willoughby Mayor David Anderson told Fox News. But Margaret Kostelnik is the nicest person you could ever meet. Why, she probably even said, "Hi, young man, how are you?" before Razo shot her in the head. Anderson said he worked with Kostelnik for 24 years as he served as mayor, and her family is deeply entrenched in the 23,000-person community. Her husband has worked in the town's cemetery for the past 25 years. Well, at least he'll be able to see her every day. A public defender entered a not guilty plea for Razo on Tuesday. Tensions between local and federal law enforcement agencies over how to handle illegal immigrants was brought to the forefront after the killing of Catherine Steinle July 1st on a San Francisco pier. The 32-year-old was allegedly shot by Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez, who had been deported 5 times and had a felony record. But he wasn't being taken out of San Francisco because he hadn't done anything wrong at that point. Lopez Sanchez said he came to San Francisco because he knew the local police would not turn him over for deportation because of the city's sanctuary policy, which has caused Republicans to blame these policies adopted by liberal enclaves nationwide. They're dangerous, they're anarchistic, they're lawless, and they're getting people killed. And for all those people, by the way, that crapped on me when I started talking a little bit about some of these liberal gobbledygooky and stupid governmental ideas and policies, when I said, you know, these people are going to get a bunch of us killed, you owe me a damn apology. How dare you say that? The president's not trying to get anybody killed. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Lopez Sanchez was freed in March on an old marijuana charge. You see, he was being held elsewhere. But for some reason, somebody in San Francisco said, hey, let's get Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez up here on this marijuana beef so we can cut him loose so he can live in our sanctuary city happily and shoot sea lions for us on the piers. Somebody knew what the crime was that they had him extradited to San Francisco for. And they knew, because they're a sanctuary city, that they would not turn him over to federal authorities. Federal authorities, damn lucky that the sheriff of San Francisco is such a nincompoop, because if he had turned Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez over to ICE, they would have cut him loose, and they'd be responsible for the death of Kate Steinle. The city sheriff's department was criticized for releasing Lopez Sanchez and not notifying federal immigration authorities who would have let him go anyway. Lopez Sanchez pled not guilty to first-degree murder and a weapons charge in the case. And by the way, how did he even have a weapon? I mean, that's San Francisco. There are more anti-gun laws in San Francisco than there are hardworking citizens, it would seem. And yet, Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez happened to have a gun. How could that possibly have happened? Oh, I know why. I know why. A federal agent had her gun stolen from her. And it just happened to fall into the hands of sea lion hunting Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez, who ended up killing Kate Steinle after being deported 5 times, after being convicted of 7 felonies in the United States of America. Why are law enforcement officers looking so flippin' stupid? Whether they're ICE, whether they're Border Protection, whether they're San Francisco sheriffs, whether they're Ohio deputy police officers, why are they looking so stupid? Because politicians want them to look stupid. Politicians want these wonderful votes that they glean by ignoring American law. Well, at the end of that ridiculous political food chain is a police officer trying to determine whether or not he's going to let go a guy who is going to try to rape a 14-year-old, shoot a 40-year-old, and kill a 60-year-old. Guess what? That deputy police officer did just that. Is it because he's an idiot? No. It's because he lives in the United States of America in 2015, where politics is more important than the law that he swore to enforce and protect. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
The Mark Davis Show.
Mark Davis Show. So here we go again. Another effort to oust John Boehner as Speaker of the House. Look, I'm totally on board with a more reliably conservative speaker, but whether it's Boehner in D.C. or Joe Strauss in Austin, can we get our ducks in a row and plan an actual way to succeed with an alternative speaker that can actually prevail? Also, latest overnight news and stuff you bring us. Looking forward to seeing you on the Thursday show.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
This is Arthur Brooks of the American Enterprise Institute for townhall.com. Most of us would say we dislike the destructive rhetoric that accompanies political discourse today. In the last election cycle, at least half of American adults felt the presidential campaign was too negative. In reality, we often don't realize when we participate in political hatred because it comes in roughly 3 different forms. The first is what some psychologists call hot hate based on anger. Imagine yourself yelling at the television and you get the picture. For other haters, the hot variety is a little too crude. They prefer cool hate based on contempt, and they express disgust for another person through sarcasm, dismissal, or mockery. The last variety is anonymous hate. It's time to declare your independence by not consuming the overheated outrage and negative punditry, even when it comes from those with whom you agree. Avoid indulging in snarky, contemptuous dismissals of Americans on the other side. and always own up to your own views. I'm Arthur Brooks.
I'm Steve Sidkowski, a former Wall Street insider. I'm holding a book that will show you investing strategies which could help you earn the kind of money you've always dreamed about. And right now, I'm giving this book away for free. So who needs to read it? If you're in the middle of your career and worry you'll never have enough money to retire, you need to read this book. If you're already retired and your income isn't enough, you need to read this book. And if you don't want to be selling burgers at 80, you need to read this free book. It includes the strategy I use to make a 72% profit on a trade where the stock only moved 12%. You'll need at least $1 million to ever fully retire. If you're behind on that goal, you really need to read Trade Like the Pros. And you can for free by calling 1-800-708-4557. Skeptical that it will deliver results? It's a free book, so what do you have to lose? Find out how at 1-800-708-4557. 1-800-708-4557.
This plan is not insurance and does not meet minimum credible coverage requirements under the Affordable Care Act. This discount card program contains a 30-day cancellation and refund period. Administrator and benefits limited. Dallas, Texas, not available in all states.
You went to the dentist and he said you have to have a root canal and a crown. That's going to eat up almost $3,000. You could get it all for around $1,600. That's almost 50% less because you're a member of RealMedSavings.com. What is Real Med Savings? It's a membership like a discount club that lets you access huge networks of medical professionals for a whole lot less money. You save money because we've already negotiated the discounts. RealMedSavings.com costs less than $1 a day for the whole family. But Real Med Savings is not just for dental. It's doctor's consultations, vision, prescription drugs, and more. There's no long-term commitment and no salesman is going to call. Cancel anytime. Save real money on healthcare you need and use for everyday medical problems. Real medical savings for your entire family. RealMedSavings.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had numerous credit cards and I was struggling with paying them off because being a teacher, you don't make a whole lot of money.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360 to talk to a certified counselor.
I had heard about Trinity, so I made the call. They took care of all of my credit cards, and now I am completely debt-free.
Trinity will consolidate your bills, stop collections calls, stop late fees, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
The people at Trinity are very friendly. They will do whatever you need them to do in order for you to feel better about being in a very difficult place.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
My name is Ann, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
That's 1-800-758-5360.
660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. One last thing before we go tonight. According to the Washington Free Beacon, the number of illegal immigrants in the United States totaled 11.3 million in 2014. Why is that number significant? Because the number of Americans who were unemployed in the same year numbered 9.6 million. This according to data from Pew Research and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. An estimated 11.3 million unauthorized immigrants lived in the United States in 2014. The new unauthorized immigrant total includes people who cross the border illegally as well as those who arrive with legal visas and remain in the U.S. after they expire. 8.1 million are participating in the labor force out of those 11.3 million illegal immigrants. But as we have this conversation, there are nearly as many illegal immigrants, or there were nearly as many illegal immigrants, 8.1 million, as there were 9.6 million unemployed Americans. Again, who do we blame but politicians looking for illegal votes? The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Sweeney. My name is Jon-David Wells. Thanks for listening. Have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Pop quiz for all business owners. If you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, which one of these can you lose? Your home, your car, or your life savings? The answer? All three. Because if you're not incorporated, it's not just your business that can be sued, it's you too, which means you could lose everything. Once business owners realize the risk of not being incorporated, they usually scramble to incorporate or form an LLC. To make it quick and easy, Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners, so you can incorporate in just 10 minutes. For your free 10-minute incorporation guide, call now, 1-800-733-1035. Protect your financial future. At Incorporate.com, they don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. Call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide. 1-800-733-1035. Hurry while supplies last. 1-800-733-1035. That's 1-800-733-1035.
This isn't a commercial. It's a gift to anyone who's sick and tired of dealing with their hearing loss. Because we'll give everyone who calls a risk-free trial of a life-changing hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Not only that, we'll also give you free shipping and free batteries for life. But you must call now. 1-800-943-2757. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Listen Clear is so invisible, people may not even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. So if you're sick of dealing with your hearing loss, let us give you a 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-943-2757. That's 1-800-943-2757. 1-800-943-2757.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio. I'm Steve Rappaport. The best lead yet in the search for the Malaysia Airlines plane that vanished last year. A U.S. official says debris in the Indian Ocean matches the model of that aircraft.
In a statement, Australia's government saying if the debris is identified as coming from MH370, it would be consistent with other analysis that shows the plane crashed in the southern Indian Ocean. French investigators are examining what seems to be a wing flap, which washed up on Réunion Island, a French territory off the coast of Madagascar.
Fox Radio's Alistair Wanklin. A white University of Cincinnati police officer who fatally shot a black motorist during a traffic stop over a missing license plate has been indicted for murder.
I'm hopeful that we can move forward from this and learn from it and become better, especially better at how we police the university.
Cincinnati Police Chief Jeffrey Blackwell calling for peaceful demonstrations. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. Bill Bennett's Morning in America.
We asked for a contest. We said maybe to the tune of anything. Quickly to John. Hey, John.
I'll never sing on the air, that's for sure.
Okay, you and me both. Walk like a man as fast as you can. Walk like a man, don't whine. What used to be so large with Hillary in charge is now gone and withered on the vine.
Weekday mornings at 5, right before the Mark Davis Show at 7 on 660 AM. The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you in your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity. With Jerry Tuma and John Criswell.
Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. on The Word, 100.7 FM.
Good day, DFW.
Every service member knows it's a special event to be welcome home after deployment. Family and friends excitingly waiting with hugs and tears. We love those events and we love our military, but it wasn't always so. Those of us who served in Vietnam came home to jeers, insults. As a result, many of us suffered, and we didn't talk about it. Well, many Americans and veterans vowed to never let this happen again, and today's military stands by that vow. Our Joint Reserve Base Commander, Navy Captain Gil Miller, is directing a 50th anniversary commemoration August 1st. North Texas comes together to celebrate with a huge welcome home party at Veterans Park in White Settlement, right next door to Candlewood Suites, Fort Worth West. Captain Miller will be there to welcome us all. Festivities start at 9 a.m. and include war reenactment, 60s classic cars, warbirds, and a parade honoring our veterans with stories and so much more. Welcome Home is a chance to properly welcome home our Vietnam veterans. Won't you join us? August 1st, Veterans Park in White Settlement.
Okay, you're on. We're here live from Niagara Falls for this year's Spring Festival. Wait, what?
That'll do it.
Great job, Will. You two, what are you doing?
Sorry, Canada. You had a leak.
Look, it's Will Nell and Fred Thompson from American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.
Guys, come over here. Come here. All right. Here with me now are the guys with American Leak Detection. Please explain yourselves.
Well, at American Leak Detection, we have been detecting and repairing hidden leaks in your home for more than 25 years, big or small.
And all without damaging your home. We can even repair leaks in your swimming pools. Hey, looks like DFW needs us. Just go to AmericanLeakDetection.com to schedule us to come out. That's AmericanLeakDetection.com.
Hi, this is Jamie Wooldridge of Berkey's Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical Services, now in our 40th year serving Metroplex homeowners. If you are like most people, your home is your biggest investment. Having every system in your home properly maintained so they all operate safely and efficiently is not only important, but helps keep your home's resale value high. Your air conditioning system is operating as it should, your plumbing always works, and your electrical system has been inspected. That's peace of mind. Berkey's Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical Services offers you that kind of peace of mind with an innovative plan. For one membership fee, all your systems will be kept in tip-top condition, and you will automatically receive special rewards and discounts. You no longer have to wonder if your air conditioning is really working as it should, or if those flickering lights are telling you there's a problem, or if the plumbing will work when company comes. Call 817-717-3885 and ask about Berkey's Peace of Mind plan, or visit us at berkeys.com. Berkey's, we're there when you need us.
License numbers TACLB 41879E and 38424, TECL 30739.
Howdy folks, Crazy Gun Dealer here, and I still have a few of those Taurus 380 pocket pistols for only $179 with ammo purchase, so hurry on in here and get you one while they still last. If you're a new shooter or an old hand, I promise you're going to feel right at home at the Crazy Gun Dealer. We're going to treat you with good old Texas hospitality and make certain you know you're appreciated when you buy a gun from us. Every gun comes with free CHL classes, free lifetime warranty, free range membership, and free test firing with purchase. And if we don't already have the best gun price you found, we'll beat any price anywhere, gun to gun, because nobody wants your gun business more than the Crazy Gun Dealer. That's the Crazy Gun Dealer in Alvarado. To follow us, text CRAZY to 24587, visit crazygundealer.com, or just give us a call at 855-329-4867. That's 855-329-GUNS.
All offers and promotions subject to change or restrictions. See store for complete details.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com.
Morning, glory, and evening grace, America. It's Hugh Hewitt. It is my last day of vacation, and here to preside over the last rites of my time away is none other than the very Catholic Ed Morrissey, not yet a deacon in the Roman Catholic Church, but he knows the forms and the rites, and he can say final words over my vacation. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, take it away, Ed Morrissey.
Thank you, Hugh. This is Ed Morrissey filling in for Hugh Hewitt here live from the studios at AM 1280 The Patriot in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and it's great to be with you this evening. Lots of news, of course, going on. The biggest news probably this week, in the last couple of weeks, has been the Planned Parenthood videos that have been emerging from the Center for Medical Progress. This is a pro-life activist group that has conducted a 2.5-year investigation into Planned Parenthood's operations, specifically, at least for the first 3 videos, it seems that it's specifically looking at practices with what happens to the organs of aborted children after the procedure is done. And there have been 3 videos here in which Planned Parenthood officials have discussed how they maximize the ability to retrieve intact organs, how they charge on a per item basis in order to get as much as they can out of this. The tissue ends up getting sold to tissue banks such as STEM Express, who then use that to